Bryan Cranston, Dana.
Bryan Cranston.
I'm a big fan of Bryan Cranston, and I don't really run into him out there in the world, and most of these people usually kind of bump into it here and there, but maybe they were doing Malcolm in the Middle on CBS Radford a lot when I was doing Just Shoot Me. It feels like it's synced up around the same time.
Yeah.
Super cool, super light on his feet, always is laughing, doesn't take it too seriously for being a really good dramatic actor and comedic actor.
No, he doesn't take it seriously at all. And you try to pay him a compliment. He's very, very humble about it. I'm not sure he can really grasp how great he is, but it's hard to not gush a little bit because he was so brilliant in Breaking Bad. And I think it's a quintessential show. Just someone really fun to hang out with, had a great sense of humor, told us all about his adventure trying to be a stand-up comedian for a full year. Yeah. And that's a very interesting story. And where he came from and how he started in a soap opera in New York. And
when he felt like he made it. Yeah. Oh, Malcolm in the Middle was huge. And he got, was it Breaking Bad within a year? It's so weird how those time frames, because Malcolm in the Middle seems like forever ago. Breaking Bad does not seem like that long ago, but I guess within a year he got it.
Yeah, and then it just goes to the idea of, I call it whimsy or luck in show business, and he kind of talks about these pieces of his career. There's this sort of like just planets lined up for him. And of course, the Phoenician.
It's out right now with Wes Anderson. The Phoenician Scheme, was it?
Sorry about that.
With Benicio del Toro, who I love. And,
and Tommy Hanks, or Tom Hanks to you.
Tombo
Hanks.
And so great chat. We all cracked up as always, and hope you like it. And here's the guy.
Here is Mr. Bryan Cranston.
Shit, that dude's here already.
Oh, fuck. Bryan Cranston. God damn it. Don't say anything. He can't hear us yet. I
can't hear anything.
Can't hear a thing.
Not one thing.
Look at this guy.
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston is a name you want to say. It feels good to say it. Right? Bryan Cranston. Our whole goal is not to bore you. So
how's that going so far?
I think we're bored.
I just watched your monologue of Bryan Cranston. Brian Cranberry.
Ooh.
The SNL mono.
God.
God. Thanks for coming on. You're you're Bryan Cranston. When did you first realize that? Like, I'm fucking Bryan Cranston.
Yeah. When do you put fucking in it?
When did you kind of go, hey, I'm Bryan Cranston. I'm Bryan Cranston. I'm Bryan fucking Cranston.
Yeah.
I want to know the moment, because we don't have a real structure here. I'm assuming sometime during Breaking Bad, it must have hit you at some point. This is fantastic. This show's great. And I think I'm really killing it here. This is fucking, you know what I mean? You must have had a moment, or maybe it was a gradual series of moments. When I got an SNL, it worked out for me. I was sort of like, oh, wow, I'm actually on SNL and it's doing pretty well for me. So the same kind of thing, was it there, or was it Malcolm in the Middle? Was it Seinfeld, or I assume Breaking Bad? I'll let you talk.
There you go.
Yeah. Those, elevations along the way when you're hoping that you have opportunity. I think I started to talk to some young actors a while ago, and also those of us who have been around a while. And I said, I think I realized what it was. When you first start out, you have tremendous ambition, but low opportunity. And it's like, you want to conquer everything, but it's like you're struggling to find an audition. And then if you get really lucky, as we all have, I think the opportunities grow, sometimes larger than the ambition. And that's where I find myself now, is putting out the same amount of energy, but going, oh my God, okay, yes, I will read that script. I will get to that at some point. I instruct my agents now. I said, listen, please don't send me anything that you don't really love. So, let them do that work to be able to say, no, this script is really, really great. So you should take a look at it. But I think, and it's a question I actually had for you, because, for both of you.
Thank you.
Can I do that? Can I turn
we love that.
We like it better. Yeah,
it's better for us.
The interesting thing of when you feel like you've made it. When I was 25 years old, I got a job on a soap opera here in New York, and it's churn, man. You're just one script. You do the script, you throw it out, read
so hard. Yeah.
The next day, next day. It's a lot of churn that you're going through. But there was something about feeling like, oh man, I could do this. I feel like I can do this. And it was from that moment on at 25 that I've only worked as an actor since. And so I wanted to find out from you guys if that's the way you felt when you got on SNL. Did something click? Did you cross over a threshold that you went, holy shit, this is it for me?
David?
My answer would be, it was such a slow grind. I think Dana popped quicker on SNL, but I was doing stand-up, then I got on an HBO Young Comedians, then I got on SNL, then I was a writer first. And so it took me to getting through SNL and having to make one more jump to something that worked, because I wasn't quite solidified yet. Like, you can always make one misstep off SNL and you get one like free pass. Hey, we'll give you a movie, we'll give you a TV show or something. And if that doesn't work, to generate that heat again is so fucking hard. And so I got to a sitcom. And then when the sitcom started to work, that one, Just Shoot Me, was probably on around when yours was on.
Yeah.
But when that got to like year 3, I started to breathe again and go, okay, so this might be what I do. I don't think I'm going back now. But when was yours, Dana? Because that was it took that long, to be honest.
I bombed a lot. I just started doing stand-up. There wasn't Groundlings or theater groups up in San Francisco in those days. So I was doing stand-up, but I didn't find out until 10 years later, literally almost from my first set to getting SNL, like, oh, this is where I belong. So when I got on SNL and I'd done these characters as a stand-up, and then I put the wig on and the dress with church lady and stuff, it was like, this is really fun. And we'll talk about when you host it, and also your LBJ, which I think is extraordinary. I was watching.
You do one of the best LBJs out there.
Well, the only one where
you Fred Travellina, and
well, he was doing it as an actor. I mean, I know Hollywood wanted to use me. I screen tested for Amadeus.
For real.
Yeah. I did a sitcom with Mickey Rooney and Nathan Lane in New York City when I was 25 years of age at Studio 6A in Rockefeller Center, and then 8 years later, I got on there. So to answer your question shortly, it's like, once I got in SNL, I felt like a fish in water. Like, I really belong here, and so that was it for me.
How old were you then, Dana?
I was 51. No, I was 31, and my first set in a shitbox comedy club where these comedians came up, and I thought, well, they're not that great. It was in Berkeley. And I scrolled on a napkin. I do a Howard Cosell. I do John Wayne, And then a guy came up and levitated the room, and it was Robin Williams. And then I crumpled the paper or the napkin, put it back in my pocket, because I didn't know there was only one of him. But basically, it was the classic 10 years of this. But the stand-ups always have a baseline, like a band. You just go back to the clubs, go to the theaters, do stand-up. So it's a nice little side job. So.
It is. It's foundational for you. I did stand-up for about 9 months.
Oh, boy.
Back in 1980, 81. And I did it only because it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
What you guys do was something that terrified me. So I thought, wow, the only way I'm ever going to get over this fear of it is to dive in. Shit. So I rose from being terrible to being mediocre in those.
That's a big jump.
Yeah, it's a big jump.
It is in stand-up.
It is big
now
to
I'm
consistently
not just walking everyone.
do the job, get consistent laughs.
Was it New York?
It was in L.A.
In L.A.
Back in 81, when they had, there were places like the Playboy Club was there in Century City, the Laugh Stop, of course, the Comedy Store and Improv.
Is Laugh Stop in Newport?
There was
one in Newport, right?
Then there was one in the Valley where I had a great night. Okay. My best night was in the Valley. I love it. About 8 minutes or something and killed. I got in my car. I drove to the Improv. I begged the guy, "You got to get me on."
I'm on fire.
I'm on fire.
Right.
And he says, "Well, I could you stick around because someone may not show up." And so,
come on, you're blowing it, guy.
Yeah, I know. So he says, I think what's his name is not going to show up. So in about 45 minutes, you can go on. Okay, 45 minutes. I walked around the block in that neighborhood. The block in that neighborhood doing my set, just trying to recall it exactly as I did it. That got such a great reaction. And I felt great. And I got up. It wasn't the same.
Not the same. Yuck. It's so weird. Crowds are like fingerprints. They're all a little bit different. And then you go, I just was on the road. And I'm like, one night, these 3 jokes worked the best. The next thing, these 3. So overall, it's about the same. But you go, why? Why didn't they bite on that? Did I say it wrong? Is it a different attitude? Something about it. It didn't work.
And you could drive yourself crazy trying to figure it out. Anyway, and I started turning down auditions because I was drinking too much. I was in the clubs, and if I had a good night, someone would offer me a drink. If I had a bad night, someone would offer me a drink.
Oh yeah,
and it was like,
and they're all free, which is great.
Yeah, and you're just going and then sleeping until noon or 1, and turning down auditions. And finally, I just went, wait a minute, what am I doing? And I realized that what you guys had innately was not me. It was not in my being. I was trying to overcome a fear. And all of a sudden I realized, wait a minute, I did that. Oh, let me go back to
that was the point. Yeah, you did that, which was a huge thing.
I remember.
But does it scare you with acting? Does it scare you, or is it the fact you have a few takes, so it's a little easier?
Well, it's just a different muscle, right? You're attracted to certain types of performing, and you find something that you do well, and it's inspiring. I didn't wake up thinking, oh, I've got to get on stage and try to tell this joke. I love being different people and getting into their skin and doing the research and figuring out what made that guy tick and why was he important and all that.
So what
are the police coming to your house right now?
Yeah, that's usually that's from our parent company. It's just saying pick up the podcast a little bit. It's a little bit of
they put a siren.
It's a little bit like
I gotta go.
I'm just curious for a second because you become one of our great actors. It sort of maybe happened secretly or whatever, but I know you would never put yourself probably with your nature into the people you watch growing up. And then you must realize at some point you're doing work as good or better than a lot of your heroes.
Right.
I'm talking, I know what age group we're in.
You're the people.
Spencer
you're
Tracy,
the guy now when
Spencer
people are growing
Tracy
up.
would have loved you. Jimmy Stewart, so that's kind of surreal, isn't it? To realize that.
I still don't feel that. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I was raised, but there is that imposter syndrome that I think many people go through, that you go, wait a minute, I don't always know what I'm doing, but people think I do.
It's like, you can get away with a lot.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. And
your acting choices are like so genius. Like, I forgot my line.
It's throwing a dart. Yeah. That stutter you did. No, I was searching for the word.
Yeah, I didn't remember.
Oh, when you spaced out, when you looked off,
So real. When did Bob Odenkirk first come to you and go, oh, that was a great take. You're so
Brian,
good. So
you're
funny.
Killing it.
Oh my God.
That's so great.
People are going to love it.
God, yeah. That's funny.
That's so funny. Oh.
We love Bob.
when he was hired for Breaking Bad, he hadn't seen the show yet. And I just ribbed him about that. I go, so you got hired to be on a show, and the episodes were readily available to you, but you chose you chose not to be. So anyway, but he learned quickly, and boy, what a lovely thing that's happened to him.
Yeah.
And I, when he was offered Better Call Saul, he asked if he can go out to lunch with me, and I said sure. And he said, I'm not that guy. I'm not the, hey, follow me, I'll lead you to the promised land kind of guy. And I said, I don't know that I was that either, but there is the need for that person to kind of take care, to kind of be the dad of a company,
of a show.
You're number one on the call sheet. It's kind of saying, there it is for you to take.
It's like quarterback. They look up to you even whether you don't know it, or not.
Exactly. So I said, there's going to be a vacuum. If you don't take it, someone else will, or it'll be taken up by someone who you don't necessarily think is the right person. So it's just, I said, when I first started getting some comments of my work, I used to push back. Hey, you're really good. No. I used to say that. Oh, you're a really becoming a television star. Oh, no. I'm just an actor. And I found it did terrible things. First of all, it made the person wrong, which is not a good thing.
Feel bad, yeah.
And feel bad.
Yeah.
It forced them to then continue the fight. No.
More compliments.
I'm being serious.
It's a good
trick. So what do you say now?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
That's it.
You don't want to go on a set and be run by number 9 on the call sheet. I'll tell Bob.
Let me ask you a question about and I don't know exactly. I know the Malcolm in the Middle, this and that, but you were the lead in Breaking Bad, and you were in the flow all day long. I mean, the pacing of yourself, but also when you're someone who comes in and does a guest spot or has one line, you're waiting all day. You get into a flow, right? Where you're just that character for so many hours. Is it harder, better? Obviously, it's how do you handle the sheer exhaustion? And do you get almost hypnotized even deeper into the world because you're just doing so much of it?
Well, as you guys know this, so for the listeners, it's basically you find your rhythm when you're needed, when you can rest. You develop a system of how and when you're going to rise to an occasion and when you can shut down a little bit. But I always thought, and we've all been on shows where you have the person coming on the show who has one line and they know nobody, and they have to come in and nail that line. And that's one of the hardest things to do.
Yes.
So I would always try to greet every
avoid them,
co-star,
sabotage them. No, go ahead.
and just try to make them feel at ease, because number one, it's the right thing to do to help this person. But number two, it also helps your show.
They're very important. Those people that come in,
it's really hard.
So important they get it right, and they're in a vibe that they don't know. They're just getting in the current, going, are we playing everything like this? And you're like, no, we're all down here.
Yeah.
But they don't know. And then you go, okay, let's make it all
it's
cohesive.
Late in the day, all the makeup's kind of wearing down, and the people have been filming all day long. The crew looks wasted. They're exhausted. They're coming in to land that line. Yeah, it's.
They bring them in, you're up. It's like, right before we wrap.
Now just relax. Yeah. Oh, okay. Never thought of it.
Think of that. Great.
Yeah.
But so how old were you when you really made it in your mind? Because you struggled for a while.
Yeah, but I expected to struggle, so I guess I didn't feel like I was struggling.
But after the soap opera, were you saying like that was 25? So you kind of consistently worked after that. So that's really making it, right?
Very consistent after that. I've never had to do anything but act after that point. And that kind of confidence going into whatever you're doing next is brilliant. And it was a savior. And then about 35 years ago or so, I stumbled upon a philosophy that I realized, oh, I was doing everything wrong. I was thinking that an audition was a job interview, and that because I'm an actor and they're casting for a movie or a TV show or something, that's a job, and I'm going to go in to try to get something. And I realized by doing that, you're giving up your energy, and you're sending it away from you. And so I thought, oh, whenever anybody wants or needs something, they don't have control. They're giving up control because they need something. They need a job. They need validation. They need something. So I thought, oh, I'm just going to hold on to that. And I'm not going to want something. I'm going to give them something. I worked on this scene. I think I can do it, but it's their option. Here's an idea. You take it. If that works for you, fantastic. If it doesn't, we'll see you later.
Oh, like we're 50-50. I'm going in. This is good. You want my product? Take it.
Exactly.
Goodbye.
And in the modern era,
I like that.
You can audition with your phone or with a friend, which is kind of nice. Like, here's how I'd play it. You can see me. A lot of people get roles that way as well.
You can tweak it a little bit. Yeah. That helps.
I hated going in those rooms, and I always bombed, and it was horrible. I bombed in front of Paul Newman terribly, and Joanne Woodward.
God, what did you do?
Holy shit.
Well, I had
Paul Newman, the superstar.
Take a shit in front of them or something?
Were you there?
I think Robbie Benson got the part. I had no training. I at all. I was just a stand-up. And so acting terrified me. So I went in, they put us off in pairs, they auditioned. So I went with a lovely young woman. We read the scene. I was all over the place. I knew I was bombing. Joanne Woodward was there with the dog. Paul Newman with red socks, really tall red socks.
Red socks.
And then Paul Newman was so sweet. We just bombed. And then he spent 10 minutes saying, well, I appreciated that. He was just so nice about it, but the air was thick. And so I walked out with my partner. I just met, and I said, well, that didn't go well. And she was like, yeah, it didn't go well, did it? I really ruined her audition.
Yeah.
So anyway, what you just said, I hope young actors listen to that you're just showing them something. You're not really trying to get a job.
It's the difference is, do not go in there to get a job. Go in there to do a job.
Yeah.
That's it. If you can just say, this is my job, I'm going to create something. It's either funny or it's appropriate to this character. Here's my idea. There it is.
Yeah.
If you like it, great. If you don't, that's okay.
I like that. You don't look so desperate and thirsty.
No desperation.
That's my angle is desperate and thirsty, because when I would go in, I would try to joke them. I didn't know what I was doing. So this is Dana probably does too. We spend 8 minutes talking about the 405 and how the crazy drive, and then they're laughing, and then I read it, and then when it stops laughing, it goes, oh, forget it.
Oh, that happened to me.
I'm trying to win them over with the meeting.
I made Suzanne Plachette laugh so hard. I had 15 minutes. I'm doing everything. And I'm excited to hear you read. And then it was just dead silence. And, I'm just curious. I thought.
Again?
I'm curious about our guest today. I think I heard you say at one point that I'm just going to do this show business. You made a decision wherever it goes. I'm just going to do this. And what was that after the soap opera? You went back to the soap?
No, I was actually going to a junior college in LA. I had no money. So I was studying police science. I was going to become a cop. And
Detective Cranston.
You look like you could play a detective.
Yeah, you look pretty cool.
We'll get to that. You must have played a cop or a detective.
I played lots of cops. And I didn't know what to do. So I was going to become a cop and transfer to a university to finish before I went into the LAPD. That was the general plan. But my second year of this junior college, I took an acting class, and in the class, my job was to kiss this really pretty girl. I am making out with this pretty girl, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is amazing. And so after that semester, now I'm 19, and I went, I have no idea what I want to do. That just spun me out of control. And so I hopped on a motorcycle and traveled around the country for a couple of years, getting jobs. And odd
celebrating
jobs and carnivals.
The
kiss. Well, no, I was so confused. So in a way, at the time, I felt like I was running away, and I suppose I was, because I didn't know what it was I wanted to put all my energy in. And it wasn't until I was on the Blue Ridge Parkway of Virginia, waiting out a rainstorm on my motorcycle underneath a picnic covered picnic bench with a slab of cement and me. And I stayed there for like 5 days because it just never stopped raining. And it was at that time I had this epiphany that, okay, I am going to go after something that I really feel I can be in love with, but I wasn't necessarily good at yet, as opposed to something I was good at, which was police work, but I didn't love it. And so that was the distinction to me. And I thought, okay, here it goes. I'm going all in. There's no
God, that's ballsy too. One of them's like a set job, and the other one is iffy, very, very iffy.
And will always remain that way too.
When did you first get without giving numbers, a check where you kind of went, holy shit, compared to regular, I was a waiter, a busboy, dishwasher, all the rest, but like, wow, that's amazing. I love this. And they're paying me a lot of money to do it. It's a very heady thing.
Well, I was doing some community theater and some summer stock and dinner theater and stuff like that. But it was in 1979 is when I got my SAG card and started working and making a living. And I did commercials and I did industrial films and whatever would pay the rent and all that stuff. That's, it was fun.
When did you get paid too much money?
When did you want to give some of it back? Because clearly this is wrong.
There are some of those jobs now that you say no. Wait, what? You want
what did you get for Godzilla 2017?
What did you get?
We don't ask.
No, we don't. You don't answer that question. I'm sorry.
I do know that I did when I was coming up. I worked did voices for the Power Rangers. I did so many voices for the Power Rangers that they renamed when they changed all the names from a Japanese name to Americanized sounding names. They said, why don't we name the blue Power Ranger Cranston? Billy Cranston, not Brian. Billy Cranston. Do you mind? And I said, I don't mind. We didn't think it was going to go anywhere. And it goes anywhere. So the blue Power Ranger, Billy Cranston, is named after me. Because I did so many of those voices.
Let's go, team.
Let's go.
And I love that
show. Defeat me. I will kill you.
Oh, I love it.
You've kind of done everything, haven't you? Voiceovers, sitcoms, movies, theater.
Well, it's you have to expand your ability to work, or else you're really narrowing the field, I think, man. Right?
Well, I think you're in this new Phoenician. Is that correct?
The Phoenician Scheme.
Phoenician
Scheme, which is very interesting. Those movies, which I will see this one because you're in it and we're buddies now, but also because it's just those are so cool, those movies that he does.
He is. Wes Anderson is probably the most un-Texan-like Texan you've ever met.
Yeah.
He's very nattily dressed. He's very erudite and polite and worldly. And he it's not to say, let me clarify, it's not to say that Texans can't also be that, but
sure. I understand
the sensibility. Anyway, send all your letters to Dana and David. But and so I've done, this is the third project I've done with Wes Anderson, and he's it's brilliant. He's such an auteur. You cannot go into it thinking, oh, I know where he's going to twist this or turn that. It's like he blows your mind with where
bananas.
He goes with stuff. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think I saw that last one, maybe Astro something with Scarlett Johansson.
Asteroid City.
Yeah, Asteroid City. And went and saw it at the theater. It was so fun and so cool. And it just like wakes you up like, okay, here's a movie. Okay, pay attention. Like
I was in that
everything, set dressings, everything. Yeah. Very good. You did a great job. And I love Benicio also. Benicio in this one.
He's cool.
What a cool guy. I've run into him along the way here and there. But
What are your thoughts on your co-star?
Yeah. So give us some Benicio.
So Tom Hanks and I played brothers. We play brothers in the Phoenician Scheme, and we are shooting this in Germany. And so we go over to Germany, and we're in every scene together. So we're rehearsing together and stuff. And we had basically in this movie, Phoenician Scheme, it's kind of light lift for us, but Benicio has a shit ton of dialogue, very specific, very Wes Anderson-y, the way it's carved and moved. It's like, wow. And so I was just saying, if there's anything I could do for you, man, you let me know, because you're carrying the load here. And he would just nod and look, and he would cram. And it's challenging work because of the fact that he is so specific and in his shooting style and his symmetry of his camera angles and everything. It's amazing. But the film works. Phoenician Scheme really does work.
Those things I've already heard people that have seen it immediately. Of course.
Yeah, you can tell it's one person is making the movie. I mean, Sam, I know that he's it just sort of hit me researching that sometimes he collaborates with Roman Coppola.
Yeah.
And I did a commercial with Chevy Chase and Molly Shannon, whatever, for a phone company, and Roman was directing it. And he had an immaculate suit on, and he was such a gentleman. It was just very interesting to watch him do that. And so when I saw him connected to Wes Anderson, there is an eloquence about them.
That is a type of director out there. Yeah. Also, it's nice to be in a movie, Brian, where they're not just like, who do we get to direct this? Because it's going to look so specific to a director when he does it. You just watch the trailer and you go, oh, that's Wes. Okay, that's what that is. And that pulls people right in, I think. And to be an actor, to be in it would be, what a blast.
It's cool. I mean, there is some pressure behind it. Like when we were shooting Asteroid City in Spain.
That was Spain?
It was shot in Spain for the California desert.
Yeah.
The California, Nevada desert.
Mm-hmm. But I believed it.
Wes lives in Paris most of the time. So, and he doesn't like to fly. So he takes his big bus coach that he has all decked out, and he travels that way. So he usually stays on the continent.
God, what a life. He's in Paris with a bus, and he has complete control over his work, and he gets like 10 superstars.
Yeah.
So the budget for the acting, I heard Hanks got $20 million for this one, or is that
what?
Exaggerated?
Wow. Interesting. Yes. Wow, that's
interesting. But how does he manage? Because you're doing it for the love of the art. I mean, right? And he gets just the greatest Bill Murray and you guys.
Yeah, we all make the same amount of money. Mm-hmm. And I honestly can't even tell you what that is, but I know it's not much.
Yeah,
it's like I believe it. It's just more like if he wants you in, you do it.
But that's such a great thing that he has. It obviously must be just a hell of a nice person you want to be around.
And it's a great hang because there are no trailers. You all go and you're in one like really souped up kind of tent with rugs and nice comfortable chairs and floor lamps and everybody just kind of hangs out together. And you go in, you only work usually about 8 hours or 9 hours a day. That's it. And,
within reason. That's
and
good.
Then at night, every night, there's a long rectangular table, and all the actors and all the department heads and the writers and producers and Wes, we all have dinner together every single night with wine and all kinds of things.
And so where do you watch porn? That's my next
where?
Question.
How?
I know. Where? How? Who has to ask someone? It's so embarrassing. Yeah. Can we do it at dinner? Do we have to wait?
I do anyway.
I thought, you'll figure it out.
How do you personally, or I guess it's Project like to be directed? Do you like a soft touch? You like someone in your face? Cranston, I don't believe a word you're saying.
I don't get it.
Or does Wes Anderson kind of just sort of wander around and sort of give you subtle notes, or you like it all? I mean,
the first day I worked on Asteroid City, I had quite a large speech to give, and I got through it in his tricky dialogue, and I thought I did pretty well, and he did too. He came to me and he said, "Yes, Brian, that was very, very good. Now I just need it much, 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 much faster. And it was like, to hear that, it was like, oh my God. So you're going so fast, you don't even hear yourself. You don't even think you're thinking, and you're and getting it out. So the work is challenging.
It's hard with dialogue. People forget you're memorizing. It's so hard to get every word right, especially if you're working for a writer or director and you go, I've had one where he came back and he said, you were great. You missed this one word here. Let's go again. And I go, one word? It was like one word that didn't change anything.
Yeah.
But that's the way I wrote it. I go, got it.
You said and instead of but.
Exactly.
Oh, I hate that. That's why I hated movies, because you go in the morning for the master shot and then you're in your close-up 8 hours later and the script supervisor says, no, your elbow was on top of the chair. Yeah. Oh, really? I mean, that's why. Have you done movies where it's like a moving master, minimal shooting, that kind of freedom?
Yeah. And actually, I don't know if you remember this, Dana, but we worked together.
What?
Whoa.
I remember running into you at Letterman, right?
No.
Well, we've done that, but no, like Dave said.
Where was I first on the call sheet? Where was I?
Yes, sir, you were. Yes,
was I nice?
Wayne's World?
Opportunity Knocks?
Yeah, kind of. No, it wasn't that.
Clean Slate?
Clean Slate.
Whoa.
You were in that movie? That's probably your lowest grossing movie.
No, that's great.
I'm so sorry. If I could write you a check, actually, I'm gonna do a Venmo. Where are you?
I played the very pivotal role of club official. Yeah,
Dana, what would that be? Do you remember?
We were in Santa Monica on the beach.
Yes, I remember that
club, right? And I don't remember anything else. Not a thing.
Dana doesn't even remember Santa Monica.
I don't remember a thing. So I play a character with amnesia. It was terrible. Went to this acting coach, and his theory was, you don't have amnesia. Your character is pretending to have amnesia, but you don't. Your character does not have amnesia.
Was that real from the movie?
This is Roy London. God rest his soul. He's this great actor. So that was his way of getting you out of your own way. So then there was a guy playing a blind person. We were filming at the beach, and he had the stick, and he's playing a blind person. And I said to him, I don't really have amnesia. I'm just pretending. And he goes, I'm not really blind. He'd gone to the same acting coach. Whatever. I just figured. That was ridiculous. That was me making a foolish choice right off of SNL. I had way too much heat, no experience, and I wish I could take it back. If we could have switched in that you became the lead and I was guard number one, it might have had a chance.
Yeah.
No, I was club official.
Oh, club official. God, Wikipedia sucks sometimes.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was written by Robert King, by the way. Robert King.
He's great.
I've worked with since. I was partners with him on a series called Your Honor. And he's terrific.
Oh, yeah. That's a great show. I've never seen you bad. I don't know if you like.
Oh, you were kind of bad.
Let's see. What was
what was the one we circled? What was no, but by the way, how about when I heard a Malcolm in the Middle reboot? Is it?
That's right.
What is it on? What is it on Disney Plus?
It's going to be on Disney. Yeah, since they bought out Fox, we were originally owned by Fox.
Oh yeah, how do they do that?
And so now we're owned by Disney. And they bought 4 episodes of this reboot. I didn't think it reboot. It's something I was pushing for the last 10 years, because I thought that audiences.
That was that hard? Wow.
Well,
fun.
No, Linwood Boomer, who is the creator of the show, when I first pitched it to him, he said, "No, I'm not interested." No. About a year and a half later, I said, "What about it?" He goes, "No, I really don't think it's something I want to do." And I went, "Really? It's starting to improve." and then a third one, the third time, 3 years after that, it was like, well, if someone else wrote it, maybe I'll look at it. And I just started wearing him down until he said, "I've got an idea." And I said, "Good.
Love it.
Go get it.
Love it."
So we just finished it. We shot that a month ago. And it's amazing how these boys, who were my boys on that show, are now around the same age I was when we first started.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah. They've got children of their own.
There's a kid on there named Eric, is there?
Yeah,
Eric Sullivan?
Yeah, Eric Persullivan.
Played Little Joe Dirt in an old movie I did.
That's right.
He played me as a kid.
Now, David, did you remember that, or now that you were doing the research?
I didn't. I remembered he was on it back then. He was really cute and funny, and he walked around in little cowboy boots and in the movie. But now that you say it again, I'm like, oh, that's right. He's probably older now, but
he is the only one who didn't come back to act in the show.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I talked to Eric. And I said, hey, we got the show. It's going to come back. He goes, oh, that's fantastic. And I go, yeah. So we're looking forward to having you back. He goes, oh, no, I don't want to do it. But it's fantastic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's actually going to Harvard. And
he's a normal person now?
Well, I don't think he's not normal because he's really... not my circle normal. He's really, really smart, and he's getting I think he's getting his master's at Harvard right now. And he said, "Oh God, no, I haven't acted since I was 9 or something. So I'm not into it." Yeah.
Wow, because he's like, it just makes us all feel so dumb that we're actors. He's like, I don't want to go do that stupid shit again. I'm like, no, it's pretty smart what we do. And they're like, no,
not really.
It's not that hard. Oh, cool though.
All right,
that's good.
Pick a topic. Okay. SNL, you hosted.
Oh God.
And just because it was all over the place a couple of years ago during the strike, that just the idea of AI and robots integrating with our industry and where it seems to be going is fascinating to me, because we keep seeing these digital short films by Alphabet Google where you're like, what the hell? I mean, it's getting surreal. We are actually digital copies right now. I just want to be full disclosure, but it is kind of bizarre, isn't it? Just to watch the future, right?
It is. It just feels like something a little impersonal, but I remember it so fondly, and being invited to host at that time when Breaking Bad was at its, peak. And I immediately said yes. And it's such a rush. I mean, I know you guys have talked about this on the podcast before and everyone's experience, but it was incredible. And how deep dive involved you are in every moment of that. And that, from the first time I'm sitting in Lauren's office in that chair in the middle, and everybody, all the writers are on the floor and behind the curtains and things. And I thought the pitches that were going on that first day, that Monday, were actually supposed to be sincere. It was like,
not some
fake.
of them are, but most are fake pitches.
Most they go, I just want to say this because it'll be rejected and let it die a cold death. Someone said, okay, so you're a barista at Starbucks and you finish your drink and you call out, Trevor, iced mocha latte, Trevor, and no one ever shows up. That was his pitch.
That's the whole pitch?
That was the whole pitch. I went, I thought this is going to be a long week.
Yeah, people think of that at Starbucks on the way to the meeting. They're like, because I think the problem is you end the show Saturday, you don't wake up until Sunday at 3 p.m. You do your laundry, and then you're in front of Bryan Cranston. So you're like, I will think of something for him. I just have not.
I would say a guy walks up and says his name is Trevu. No, not Trevor. And then another guy walks up, Tanif. No, Trevor.
I'm Tever.
Trevu. I'm just trying to complete the sketch.
We can write it. We'll write it.
Lauren will be listening to this. We'll have him back, after, the Wes Anderson kick. We'll get good numbers with the Malcolm people. What do they have nicknames for Malcolm in the Middle of Fanatics? Like Malcolmites or Middlers?
They probably do, but I don't know.
Not aware.
I don't know. I'm not aware of that stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
So what was your monologue like? Did you, when you were coming out there, I mean, did you have a strong one?
I did have some ideas, and John Mulaney wrote it.
I remember that guy.
Did he do that barbershop kind of quartet one or whatever you did?
Yes.
The singing.
That's right. The barbershop kind of thing. And he said, what if we take the point of view that people kind of know you, but they don't really know you? And I said, yeah, okay. He's like, because I was getting that, oh, you're the guy from Malcolm in the Middle. You're the dad. You're the guy. It wasn't associating name with face.
Your name.
Breaking Bad was on at that time, right?
Yeah, but
still kind of going up.
You're kind of that guy. Oh, you're Walt.
You're the guy from Breaking Bad.
Right. Yeah. You're the guy from Breaking Bad. And it's not until someone actually knows your name connected to your face that you go, okay, things have changed. Which goes back to your original question, Dan, is that's when you go, oh, things have changed. But we did, we did the monologue, and I just wanted to do anything. I had a couple pitches for them, which I pitched ideas, which were almost immediately shut down.
Shut down.
I had a great pitch, which I think is still
I'm a circus clown. And do you remember the pitch?
I do remember the pitch.
Well, let's hear it, and let's see if it's really that bad. We'll grade it.
Okay, so
1 to 10.
So myself and a date and another couple, we can't believe we got reservations for this restaurant. It's supposed to be amazing. It's called In the Sauce. And it's like, wow. And this very snooty waiter comes in and says, are you ready? Can we see a menu? No, we don't give menus. We serve you food. You eat the food, you leave. It's like, oh, okay, yes. And he said, it's all about the sauce. So he puts down a crudité and we dip it in the sauce. And it's like, oh my God, just amazing. Crudité is taken away. Here comes the entree. You're eating the entree. We're eating. Oh my God, this sauce is absolutely insane. We're overeating. We eat too much. We throw up. We dip the barf in the sauce. Oh my God. It's all about the sauce. It's like no matter what you're eating, as long as the sauce is
do we
good,
know?
No, it's in the sauce. It's in the sauce.
What if it's Soylent Green at the end?
It's like you have a severed finger and you dip it in the sauce and
like, whatever. I got you. Yeah.
Still good.
That
didn't get past Monday meeting.
Yeah, it didn't get past Monday. Now I truncated that pitch. Now it goes much longer.
I can do a longer version.
Sauteed pig snout to take a bite. Oh, this is horrible.
Ah, yes.
Dip in sauce.
Yeah, get everyone to come in with a funny accent. You're halfway there.
Yeah.
Did you get to play big, broad accents, Italian? Get that out of your system, and just because you have a great ear. I mean,
it's like that. Your listeners know the system now. So I mean, Tuesday is the big writing overnight, right? And then Wednesday, the binder of 60 sketches.
Terrifying.
And each writer is, can I talk to you a second? Okay, now you're a pirate. No. You're a pirate, and
there's absolutely no system. They just grab you on the way to the bathroom.
They just grab you. You're a cowboy. You're a pirate. And so you're just making big choices. Okay, I'm going to do a New York accent, a Southern accent, an English accent. I'm a pirate. I'm a baseball player.
Right. Yeah.
Just, and so I don't know what I was doing. It was just one after another. And it's dizzying, as you know. And then, but he's weighing, Lorne kind of knows what he wants already. Mm-hmm. And then I'm shuttled into the room.
Shuttled.
Seth, kind of.
Secret Lorne's office, hallowed ground.
Brings you.
Seth and Steve came in.
Steve Higgins, Seth Meyers.
Steve Higgins, and Seth, and we're looking at the board, and Lauren said, "Well, is there any particular sketch that you felt connected to?" And I said, "Yeah, that this other one, this laundromat one. Yeah, that's not as strong as this one, though."
He hoped you agree, and then you're like, "No, actually, you're wrong."
What you just picked would never work. Here's one that's better. Oh, you're a novice. It's not your fault, but we'll take care of it.
Is there anyone you don't like? That'll be the cold
Marcy,
opener.
any more popcorn? No butter?
Brian, he's starving. Help him.
So fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is, there's nothing like it. It's been called an athletic event on the show by some people, like a sporting event. It's tactile. It's high risk. I don't know. I mean, we got to get you back on. I want to co-host with you and David.
Yeah.
I would love to go back on because Steve Higgins said, there's two things, two pieces of advice I can give you. And I had known Steve before because I worked with his brothers, Al Higgins and David Higgins, who were connected to Malcolm. Al was one of the writers of Malcolm.
Oh, okay.
Dave Higgins was one of the actors on the show. So Steve says two things. First and foremost, trust the cards. Don't think you can go off the cards and I got this. I know what it is because they're constantly changing. Cues are changing. Lines are changing. Trust the cards. And second, don't try to be perfect. Allow it to not be perfect. Allow it to be wherever it's going to go.
It's part of the fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I took that advice. And I think by doing so, I mean, I had a blast. And man, that 90 minutes was over it felt like
2 seconds.
It felt like, 85 minutes. It was amazing.
Yeah, the energy that comes because you're going when you host that show, you're pretty wiped out by the time the dress and all the stuff, and you're coming out and you're like, damn. And then of course it just comes when you need it. As soon as you hear that,
and it's adrenaline.
Yeah, and then to hear Don for the first time, I'm backstage at that door with the facade, and people are scribbling their names on the thing, and you're waiting behind the door, and I'm standing there going, oh my God, I'm about to host Saturday Night Live.
So
my God. And I just took a couple deep breaths, and then I hear Don Pardo's voice going, and the host, Brian Cranston. And I went, that freaked me out. And the door opens and out we go. And it was
fun.
Oh God, like shot out of a cannon.
Yeah. Well, Brian, before you go, I definitely want to tell you, it's great. First of all, great to have you. And second of all, to have a line like, I won't get it exactly right, but that scene when you say, I am the danger, everyone knows it. Everyone talks about it. It's great to have a show. It's already, everyone's all over it. But then to have such a cool thing, what a blast.
It was a gift, man.
It possessed me. I was completely possessed by that show and the acting and Aaron Paul. All of it was just so new and different. And I try to think because I was talking to someone, I got Sopranos, Breaking Bad, when they say television's better than movies, like
to be up in that category.
I thought Ozarks was really good. There's been a lot of other shows, but I can for sure say Sopranos, Breaking Bad. Like if you have people haven't seen Sopranos, you got to watch that. Haven't seen Breaking Bad, you got to watch that. And I think they're seminal. I think they're
The Wire also is
The Wire is another one.
Yeah.
There are others
where
as
it's
well.
like not arguable. People are like, okay.
It almost didn't happen for me either. We were finishing Malcolm in the Middle's 7th season, and Fox said, keep all the sets up. We might pick it up for an 8th season. Then they turned around and a month later said in May of 2006, no, we had a good pilot season, so we're done with Malcolm. Thank you very much. We're all a little disappointed. It would have been fun. But later that year is when Vince Gilligan wanted to see me for Breaking Bad. And we shot the pilot for Breaking Bad in February and March of 2007. Had Malcolm in the Middle gone that 8th year, I'm not doing Breaking Bad. Someone else is.
Wow.
So it's I try to tell that to young actors all the time, to say, luck has a weird way of working. So just when something happens that you think is bad luck, it may be putting you in a position to have better luck. You don't know.
Yeah, I love Paul Newman for a lot of reasons, his charitable work, but people would try to go, how great, Cool and Luke, and how great you are. He goes, it comes down to one thing, dumb luck, whether that's completely true or not, but there is whimsy to this life, and whimsical things happen in show business. You never know.
But you still should not have taken a shit on his Red Sox.
No, that's crazy.
That was a mistake.
I know, but I did have a dream last night. I'll leave you with this. I had a dream last night because I thought of you as, in a way, like archetypal, like you could have been an actor from the 40s or 50s or whatever. just because of how you look. You're timeless in a way. And Henry Fonda came to me in the dream. And I said, well, what do you think of these young actors, Bryan Cranston? He said, well, he's as good as anybody's ever been. He sure knows his way around a camera. Would have loved to have done a movie with Bryan Cranston. And then I woke up, I said to my wife, I just heard Henry Fonda talking about Bryan Cranston. So I just wanted to do that for you.
Thank you.
No one asked me to do Henry Fonda anymore.
No.
That's a perfect Henry Fonda. Unfortunately, you got to be 60 to know who he is.
They only remember Jimmy Stewart. They don't remember Spencer Tracy, Cary Grant. It's Jimmy Stewart because of the Christmas movie. It's a Wonderful Life.
Brian looks like a little bit like Springsteen today.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Don't you think a little bit?
He does look a little bit. There's an underbite there.
Yeah, he got an underbite. Yeah.
I like it. She's cool.
We were
Brian, thank you, buddy.
All right. Thank you,
Brian. It's just such a pleasure, and good luck and everything. And I'm going to go see this Wes Anderson picture.
I'm going to see this
Phoenician Scheme.
The Phoenician Scheme.
Yeah,
Phoenician Scheme, and we got Malcolm coming out soon. I love it all.
Yep.
Thanks,
all
guys.
Right.
Okay, bud.
Have a good day.
Be well.
Buddy. You
Thank
too.
you.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Please follow, subscribe, leave a like, a review, all this stuff. Smash that button, whatever it is, wherever you get your podcasts. Fly on the Wall is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, and Heather Santoro. The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman.
Here, let's do a high five before we. No, you got to go backwards. You got to get over to where my hand is. Fool? What's wrong with your brain?
I'm not good. Oh my God! I can never do the weather.
Hope we have a good.
Closer.
Hope we have a good podcast.
Good one. Hey, wow, sweet.
Jeez, I'm sorry I have giant hands. I apologize.
No, mine are bigger. Look. If you ever take a picture of your wiener, really put it right in the camera like that. You like that? And then it looks normal size.
Well, I just want to bet with Heather that you would say wiener immediately. Minute. Heather, you owe me.
No, listen, I have bigger fish to fry. I'm going to start off with a story. I
want to hear your story. And you know what? I'm not going to try to sabotage you by interrupting you constantly.
Okay. I'll interrupt yours, though. Okay, ready? Okay. All right. Here's what happened.
All right.
I have a roller on the ground like this for like my neck. So I was laying on it in the middle of the day for no reason, just to open up the excruciating pain I'm constantly in, even though people in the comments feel free to poke at me. It's fine. I'm used to it. I'm like Rudy, I take it. So here I am, laying there like this. And then a housekeeper that has been here for years comes in, and she said, David, do you wear a sleep mask at night? And I said, no. Why'd you find one? She goes, no, but do you wear pads on your eyes or something when you sleep? And I go, no. Where's she going with this? You will never know. Because she goes,
I know.
Because I saw you on Jimmy Fallon. And you look so puffy and your eyes are such big bags. I thought, oh my God, what's going on? What did you say to me? Why would you jump to that from that? Why would I even connect that? And I go, no, I was fine. And then she goes, oh, I just thought, maybe you drank all night. Maybe you stayed up all night, or maybe you haven't gone to bed in weeks. I go, no, I didn't.
You're not exaggerating?
I'm not really exaggerating. And I go, no, I didn't really do anything. I had dinner with Nate and I went to bed. And she goes, oh. And then it's not over. We walk outside because it's kind of dim in my room. And we get in the light hallway, and she goes, "Oh, there they are again." What?
What are they? The bags?
Like it's like a magic trick. Oh, hey! Like she went like that, pulled them up. I go, "Yeah, they're always here." And she goes, "Oh." And then she's like, I'll mind my own business now. But then all day I'm like this.
Well, that literally, we had Larry David on a couple of weeks ago on our sister podcast, and that literally could be a Curb episode. The overfamiliar housekeeper is very personal. Are you going to wear those jeans? We had one who spoke mostly Spanish. I don't know if your housekeeper.
Yeah, she can do both.
In California.
She can't? She can't.
Well,
quick fix.
I visited you a lot over there, and I'd run into the hallway and stuff, and she'd go, "Huh? Do you put an ice cold compress on underneath your eyes because you don't have anything going on?"
No. She says, "Is Dana okay?" And I go, "Why?" She goes, "Just want to know if he's okay because I just took a glance and it's probably not my business." I go, "Oh, it's 100% not." And she goes, "I just wonder because his hair is a little frizzy today."
Well, maybe she's lost her calling. She should be a life coach.
No, sometimes she goes like this. Your shirt is a little wrinkly, but this is what you wore and you picked to wear? And I go, mm-hmm. She goes, okay.
Well, I'm kind of disorganized. You may have noticed. And,
yes. Well, your house looks like a mess behind you.
Well, yeah, I know this. Well, I'm under house arrest, so this is
honestly,
obviously, I'm wearing an ankle thing. I can't leave this room. I mean, no one would try to. The thing about this, though, some people said, "Oh, it's not good to have a door," but I feel like it's kind of like tension. Like, is something going to come through that door?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Everyone's thinking that in the comments.
But sometimes when I was foolish, I had a little extra shekels in my pocket, and I'd go to the ATM.
Beans in my jeans.
I didn't really. A lot of times, my pants would go into the laundry with lots of 20s and 10s in the pocket,
thousands,
and then they go through the dryer, and then so I'd go down there, and she's incredibly sweet, totally honest. She would line them up on top of the dryer, like all these dollar bills or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah.
You want to know weirder, Spade? When I was probably 11 or 12, I would get all my money, obviously bored. Dad's gone. What do I do? So I would take the spritzer from the iron, and I'd go on them, and then I would iron them, and I'd spray a little water on them, iron them flat. I like them nice and crispy. And then, if that wasn't weird enough, by the way, should have been an insane asylum. Then I'd go to the top of the stairs and I'd let them go, and they go all the way to the front door. Is that crazy? And Brian would walk in, grab one.
Yeah, I was a busboy, and I'd get paid, maybe $10. So they just came out crinkly, and I'd just throw them in a basket. And everyone thought I had a lot of money, but it was all ones. It was like $60. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No,
do you want to hear about my travel?
Yeah, let's hear about your travel while we got it.
I'll just go through them. Here we go. Going to Chicago with my wife. So we go to the airport because we have our cars. Chicago. What's the real pronunciation?
I think you said Chicago instead of Chicago.
Chicago. Yeah. I call it Chicago. Okay. So we get to the airport. We're getting a little late, and we go round and round and round and round and round in the parking garage. She's following me. Long story short. There's no parking unless you park where electric cars could park. Now,
Is this LAX? I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
No
parking. You're on your way there. Okay.
We drove there, and then we went into the parking garage next to United, and every single thing was taken except there were some open if you had an electric car. Now, I have a hybrid. My wife has a regular car, just a dirty car, a Volvo. But so we just decided we're going to park, and it said $250 minimum a day. So we thought we'd come back either with them towed or like a $5,000 bill, but they were left. So anyway, that was the first.
Wait, $250
minimum fine a day.
Oh, fine.
If
hybrid, I would count in my head.
Yeah. So I don't really understand those because you plug them in, they go away for a week and they're still plugged in. I mean, so I didn't really get how they.
It takes that long to charge one.
So that was a little stressful. Now this has never happened before. Okay. We go through the security. I know people have security jokes. I go through, I look back, there's the little cartoon person, and it's got a big red block over my crotch, just a big red square. My wife comes through behind me, same thing, big red square. We have two people in front of us kind of going, they asked me, would you like to go to a private room for a pat down? I said, no, I'm married. So I said, no. And they asked my wife too. We don't. We just thought it was funny. I don't want to exaggerate for comic purposes. I think it was a 6 to 7 minute pat down. You had to turn away, put 1 foot forward and crouch down. Then they're up underneath. There's nothing grabbing, grinding, looking. There were people who kind of thought I was your friend from Fly on the Wall. And there's a little crowd gathering. They're patting. Then they come to the front. Boom, 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 grab, boom, boom. So that was kind of exciting. At the same time, it's happening to my wife. So the both of us are just doing this groping dance. And this shocked me. As I'm leaving, the guy who patted me down lit up a cigarette. I go, dude, it's an airport.
Did you know what you should have said? Can I just pat down my wife? And we'll let you know what happens. Because what was the big square in your crotch? What do you think?
What do you think? We were hiding a gun in our pants or an explosive device? I mean, we don't look like that. I mean, I did say it to him at the end, because I get a little passive aggressive sometimes.
Yeah, sure.
I said, because I felt there was one grope that was for him.
One too many.
There was one squeeze.
One for the team?
Yeah, one for him. It was a little bit. Yeah. So I said, are you happy? I said, I wasn't Lee. I go, are you happy?
You gave him that one?
And he goes, he kind of nodded. And then I high-fived his blue glove. Yeah, and then I smelled it.
He goes, sometimes the house wins.
I didn't do that.
They got to grab your balls. Yeah, I haven't. I told you, Dana, they go like this. Back. I'm going to go to your crotchal area.
Yeah, the back of the hand.
You want the back of the hand? I go, let's go front.
Oh, you just give him everything.
Yeah, I go, let's have some fun. Come on.
Okay, so this part is not an exaggeration either. So we fly to Chicago. We're coming in.
Chicago now.
St. Louis had a tornado and blew up a dust storm. So as we're flying in, we made all the news. We see it in the distance from the plane. It's 100 miles wide and 20 miles tall of dust. It envelops Chicago. There's tornadoes and thunderstorms and 60-mile-an-hour gusts. So the guy's like, we're going to have you ground in a minute. We've got a dust storm, tornadoes, thunderstorms, winds out of the southwest that's gusting to 70 miles an hour. We'll have the ground in just a minute. So when we were coming into Chicago, we couldn't even see it. It was so covered with dirt, and it was weird. It was a little light chop. You wouldn't have liked it.
A little dirty air, literally.
Little dirty air.
I will add in this part of your story. Dana does not love flying, and you add in all this chaos. What was Paula doing?
Paula is the opposite of me. She is so relaxed. Like, because on the way back to LAX, we're coming in, the gear's down. All of a sudden, the gear comes up. We're like 40 seconds from landing, and the guy does a steep left bank.
Wait, he does? He gives up on it?
Yeah. He goes, I go, oh, we just screwed the pooch. We got to go around. Then he comes on and goes, there was a plane that was on the runway, so we're going to go around. Probably take us about 15 minutes to get back in line. We'll get back to you.
To do a U-turn? Jesus.
Well, there's planes, and so then 2 minutes later, he takes a steep dive with the gear coming down. Clearly, the tower said, if you do this, you can go in. And then we made a really hard landing. I had someone on the aisle behind me who said it was their first flight.
Oh, I'd shit a brick.
She goes, I don't like this. I've gotten much better than I've been because I've been flying so much. I'm kind of like, fuck it. But my wife's more like, hey, and I use this too. In World War II, they were flying and getting shot at. I mean, what are we? We're such babies. Anyway.
I mean, we are babies because it's definitely, they pretty much all land. It's very upsetting and it scares you and tightens up your stomach. And you land a little rocked, a little dizzy,
it's like I always say, if you surf the web for an hour, go on Daily Mail or whatever, you're hypnotized into darkness. So when you're reading all the time, your brain feels like planes are crashing about every 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's boom. So that's where the fear comes up.
Well, that Newark airport thing doesn't really help relax you.
I probably avoid it till they get it figured out. Call me crazy.
Dana, I'm a little bit of a spendy Susie. If you know what I mean.
A boozy Susie and a spendy Susie.
Yeah, I'm more of a boozy Susie, but yeah,
you are a spendy spender. Yeah,
and a lot of our listeners are nice enough to write in and say you look like you drank a lot and slept on your face, but that's just constructive criticism.
Well, it's very concise, and you don't really drink very much. I'll tell the fans, but
just puffy. This is where Klarna comes in. Klarna is your everyday smarter spending partner, which is what a lot of people need. A lot of my friends definitely need it. It allows you to make smarter decisions with your money, and it's sometimes good to have a partner like that.
And I'll say it again, Klarna, which I assume is Swedish. Klarna is your smarter everyday spending partner.
Shoppers can use Klarna's Pay in 4 product to split their purchase into 4 interest-free payments.
That's right. Here's some key takeaways. Listen up, brother. Klarna offers a Pay in 4 product where you don't have to pay interest. I think that's a good thing.
You can pay with Klarna at merchant checkout, in the Klarna app, or with the Klarna card.
You can also compare prices at your favorite stores and earn cash back when you shop in the app.
They're making it effortless for in-app shoppers to get more value from every purchase. So choose Klarna at your favorite retailers or shop now at Klarna.com. CA resident loans made or arranged pursuant to a California finance law license. NMLS number 1353190.
Klarna, balance account required. Klarna may get a commission. Limitations, terms, and conditions apply.
They do.
I'm just going to say it. It's a Klarna summer.
In a fun story, my mom saw Tom Jones in Arizona. Where did she go? The Arizona Financial Center? Dude, Tom Jones I think it's a 5,000 seater for Tom Jones. Wow. I knew he's a big star, but he's raking him in. And they really took care of my mom. They gave her she had a knee operations. They gave her a box, moved her into a box. Isn't that nice?
Wow.
Sweet. I want to thank them.
Mom.
She just got her knee replaced.
Maybe I'll go to Arizona and just hang out with her. I'll go, I'm surrogate Dave. We're around the same size.
I said, why'd you get your knee replaced? She goes, it wasn't that bad, but I want to fight Dana. So I want to have it as strong as possible. I was like, ooh, why? She didn't even tell me why.
By the way, just did this for a second. Tom Jones is my wife's, might be her favorite.
Oh, really?
Now, he's had a renaissance. He's been on these talent shows. And he's somebody who just has not lost his voice. And he sings like Pavarotti, but as a rock star. So if young people are listening, just YouTube, Tom Jones.
The funniest thing is my mom is so stoked and she's waiting. It was last Tuesday. And I went to Las Vegas to that gig and I had lunch with Nikki and I look over his shoulder. It says Tom Jones playing here tonight. I was over at the Wynn. He was playing there.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I would have seen him if I wasn't doing a show. And then I thought, if I see him, I'm going to go, my mom is coming to I would have said that.
I saw him once, quick story here at Harrah's, I think in Tahoe. And his pants were incredibly skin tight. I mean, they weren't even pants. So it was like, and then he would turn around for a drink of water. And that you'd hear a lot of the women scream. And then he would turn back and say, literally, I see we have some fanny watchers tonight.
Boy.
Every time he turned around, they would scream, I see the fanny watchers are still pleased.
And then he turns on and goes, I see some weenie watchers are here. And Dana goes, now, he puts his wiener on the outside of his pants. He goes, they're too tight. I got to put it on the outside.
He was famously gifted downstairs. And I guess famously Milton Berle had the same problem or dilemma or whatever and came to him and wanted to show him. And so this Tom Jones told the story. And then Tom Jones said, yes, he had me beat. But I turned around and I heard a little sound and I knew he was a fanny watcher.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't even check with my mom if she's a fanny watcher. I did not even, ask her ahead of time.
Well, does she find, because he was
she loves him.
Full-blown sex symbol in the 60s with women throwing things and all that.
Her favorites are Elvis, then Willie, and then Tom Jones. We went and saw Willie once together. It was great. And now Tom Jones.
And what about Engelbert Humperdinck?
You know what? Last night I looked up Tom Jones on YouTube, no joke, because I wanted to hear Green Grass of Home, Tearjerker, and Delilah. And it was an old video of like the old cool 70s shows where it's like a weird kind of bright set. And he's in a Engelbert singing, who looks like Brad Pitt. And Brad could easily play him in a movie. He looked exactly like him in this clip.
Yeah.
And then Tom interrupts him. And then they start singing each other's songs, like that old, innocent, kind of cool. They both have tuxes on. They start taking them.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, they're great. They're both great.
No. Okay.
Boring, that stuff. Lastly, I would say, before we get to the stuff, the Cannes Film Festival's on. One thing is that all the people that showed up that were, in a little bit of hot water, we'll say. But I just saw the list of James Franco, Ezra Miller, Kevin Spacey, Shia LaBeouf. So they're all there on the carpet doing different things.
Wow, that's an interesting game.
Isn't it interesting? Like maybe they've served their time in jail, of career jail. It's always like a varied time of how long, but are you ever allowed to work again? Are you not? How rough was the crime you did? You know, it's such an interesting thing of like, they're all there, but it's not even America, it's France. So are they grading it on a curve? I don't know.
I know. I mean, it's like, are you convicted in a court of law or not is one bar.
Yeah.
And the other is just, you know,
public opinion,
misunderstanding or whatever, or they, you know, but yeah, I think the canceling thing is tamped down a little bit. We can't like whack-a-mole. Hey,
I actually saw Shia LaBeouf, who I think is kind of cool in the movies.
He's a great actor, man. Yeah.
He was walking down somewhere. It's kind of like, let's say you're at the airport and you're walking, you see a bunch of people that know you. So they're following him and they want him to sign stuff. And I see him, he's getting more and more pissed, but he was very cool about it. I think he's self-aware enough to go, these guys are all in my face. And the second he takes one photo, like if people are walking behind him, he goes, yeah, take a photo. And then they all get in front of him to block him so they can get one. Tries to walk again. No, just sign this one thing for my nephew. And then, you know, but he was very cool because they were really like yelling at him and people get mad and he had to keep moving. So I give him that. He didn't flip out.
Yeah. I mean,
it's hard not to.
It's hard not to because there, you know, it's a big country and sometimes it's just 15 or 20 people who are not, it used to be in the old days, gee, Mr. Clark Gable, could I get your autograph? And now it's a monetary thing, I guess. And so it's aggressive and sometimes it feels a little scary.
Yeah. You know, it used to be all fans. Now it's not really fans, just people that fake fans that say, sign this or, you know, quit being an asshole.
Sign. Yep.
And then you don't sign one and they hate you. And then they go, sign everywhere you sign, please.
You can't win.
Also, I don't love hearing about these standing ovations. Maybe I'm cynical, Dana. But 11 minutes, 9 minutes, these people have nowhere to go. Who can clap their hands in the Guinness Book of World Records for more than like 30 seconds? 10 minutes.
It's become a thing. So unreal. There was one director who was outside and he was like, he was looking down and tears coming down his eyes. And they asked him what happened. He goes, we only got the 6 minutes standing ovation.
Yeah.
That's just like nothing.
That's literally zero.
I think they've done an hour. Haven't they?
Yeah, that's a bomb. I think I would say start the standing ovation in the last 20 minutes of my movie when I play mine. And then just so it'll wrap up by the time the movie's over.
I want to be, if Busboys does have a premiere, I'm going to be there.
It'll definitely be in France, yeah.
And I'm going to lead the applause. Maybe it'll just be at some kind of local, whatever, Busby's theater and
listen,
popcorn.
I've heard the word Oscar bait with Busboys, just on rough cuts.
I think that there's no bigger compliment. I mean, the 20-minute standing ovation, but there's no bigger compliment than reviews of actors, people who pretend in front of an electronic lens. Daniel Day-Lewis's performance as Abraham Lincoln is nothing short of a miracle.
It's miraculous.
Yeah, David Spade is a revelation as busboy number 2.
As Marky the busboy. He's exquisite.
He will reorientate the Earth's axis as it revolves around the sun. David Spade is a miracle as busboy Billy.
Instead, it'll be like, David Spade struggled. It seemed to get to the end of the movie in this.
David Spade puts the phone in, phoning it in as he coasts his way through Busboys.
He unbelievably took out a rotary phone. That's how slow his performance was.
David Spade looks lost.
David Spade is in a different movie than Theo Von. What's happening? Does anyone understand this movie? Did they play it backwards? What's going on?
Yeah. If I could understand it, I'd give it a rating. But for this,
I couldn't get through the poster.
This Cub reporter has to say, it's a stinker.
This Cub reporter. I've never seen a movie before. And this is what I start with.
They had the camera set up. Surely people were talking and moving about, but the whole thing is like a fever dream. I don't remember 1 second of
it was
boys.
One long run-on sentence.
It might have had one laugh, but I fell asleep too long to know if there were more laughs. Hi, I'm a Cub reporter for movies.com/fly.
I sat in the audience, and in an hour and a half, I heard one twitter and one chortle.
Here's my
titter.
Here's my slow motion act out of the premiere of an audience. The audience.
Okay. Good. Wagabush, the best in the world.
I hadn't done that before. Good assist on David Spade and Dana Carvey's act out of happy audience member is a tag team extravaganza. One doing sound effects and one pretending to be in slow motion. Okay.
All right. Before we get to some stuff, I'll say thanks for watching the Amazon special. It's doing well. And if you want to go on my TikTok, I put up one of my ET jokes, which gives you a little taste.
And remember, everybody,
newest
these
movie
things are released on social media. It's a huge universe. So Dandelion is just there like a book on a bookshelf. So that's why we mention it in the ensuing weeks after the premiere. Dandelion,
you can
Amazon Prime.
And go watch it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pop in.
All right, let's look at some stories.
Okay.
What's going on? And we'll keep it snug. We're moving right along.
Let's snug it up a little bit. We're good.
Hey, when investing your money starts to feel like a second job, Betterment steps in with a little work-life balance. It's the automated investing and savings app that handles the work so you don't have to. While they build and manage your portfolio, you build and manage your weekend plans. While they make it easy to invest for what matters, you just get to enjoy what matters. Dana?
Their automated tools simplify the complex and put your money to work, optimizing day after day and again. So go ahead, take your time to rest and recharge, because while your money doesn't need a work-life balance, you do. Make your money hustle with Betterment. Get started at betterment.com. That's BETTERMENT.com. Investing involves a risk. Performance not guaranteed.
What a dumb story.
I hate we're looking at a big red ball on top of Central Park. If you were to combine all 8 billion people on Earth into a giant meatball, it would fit in Central Park.
That's kind of shocking. I would have thought way bigger.
Well, they're saying 8 billion. Let's say the average human, you have got kids and stuff and aboriginals. I mean, maybe the average person is 100 pounds times 8 billion. Heather, it's 1 trillion pounds, and you can fit it in a Central Park.
Who asked AI this one? Yeah, I think 100 pounds, that's what Heather is. But how about the rest of the world that averages like 220? And we're in America, don't forget. So we're not exactly the WAIF model. Capital of the world.
What are we supposed to take away from that? Eat more, become bigger people, or be proud that we can fit into Central Park? What's our emotional takeaway?
I think it's, did you think it would be bigger or smaller? And is everyone going like this, or is everyone going like this? If they're going like this, it's bigger.
Well, what was the Grand Canyon, and everyone peed in the Grand Canyon? It would fill
they could not fill it up. They could not fill it up.
Is this all AI or just freaks in a basement?
These are all questions that everyone's asking.
Shut up, Brian. It'd be 8 billion. It'd fit like a meatball. Shut up.
How much meat is in that? Or is it all just people? Do you put meat between the people to round it out?
I don't know. Did you ever see Soylent Green?
Soylent Green is
people. Soylent Green is people. No, it was with Charlton Heston.
Soylent Green. Yeah, I did see it. Scared me.
Dead for thousands of years. The late great Phil Hartman did the best Chuck Heston. Yeah.
Okay, next one. All right, next. Oh, this is interesting. OpenAI co-founder wanted to build Doomsday Bunker to protect scientists because he thinks if AI takes over, the guy that knows the most about it is terrifying. He's like, I'm scared. Let's build a bunker while we're developing AI because we might have to hide. AI will fucking find you in 2 seconds. What are they thinking? If AI's after you.
There are people that go, it's going to help mankind. You don't know. And then there are people who really think humans will not be the only, we will be obsolete and maybe sort of, we must be eliminated. There's been so many movies from the 50s, and there also was a Star Trek episode about this with William Shatner. Remember Nomad, I think it was called, or whatever. It was just this metal thing. It was like 10 feet tall, and it would just wander around the universe and destroy civilizations. And it did it for 1 trillion years until it ran into the logic of James T. Kirk. So it's like, I am Nomad. I must destroy imperfection. But you yourself are imperfect. All they had to do was say that. I'm imperfect, and exploded. A billion years, it destroyed universes. It took Bill Shatner 20 seconds to wipe him out.
Have you seen some of those?
Don't know what you're doing.
Thought that was over.
Can't believe you want to destroy. Sorry, go ahead.
You're a little piece of tinfoil.
You must destroy all life, but you are part of that life.
You are really being a bummer.
No wonder William Shatner. I don't know how he didn't just pull his neck out or something or hurt his back. You can't believe what you say. You believe. It's not my best impression. We need to get Kevin Pollak in here.
You're pretty good.
But it's a fun impression. So
anyway. Also, I saw some Elon Musk robots, and they're really like putting on the Ritz. Like they're not just like they're like da. They're almost doing fucking Billie Jean out there. And you go, it's getting too fast.
Well, think of it this way, David, if I may. Think of the Wright brothers on a basic homemade glider going 120 feet. Then 50 years later, 60 years later, you've got 500 silly monkeys 10 miles in the sky going across the ocean. We're going to make a leap in AI, like from a glider to a 747. So you don't know what's coming. I know you're scared. Here's my quick new impression of you about AI. Quick impression. What's going on? I don't understand. What are we supposed to do? And what's going to happen?
You can't see below peeing my pants.
Of joy or fear?
Fear.
Okay, kind of like the guy at the airport.
So planes went from Kitty Hawk to Newark.
To Newark, yes.
It's falling apart.
AI. Well, look, what we'll do to be ahead of ourselves soon, because Google AI came out and they're making movies that are totally accurate. What we're going to do is we're going to ask AI to make a podcast with digital copies of us and then see if it's better than what we actually do.
It will be, Dana. I'm scared it will be so much better. And then come on
at the end and go, well, sorry. Or we make tons of podcasts and sit back and collect cash.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I think all the comments will be, that was a perfect show. And I'll be like, well, that was the AI one. They're like, oh, get back to that dog shit you normally do. We like that.
Guess what's possible with AI and, robo-taxis, Waymos all over the place? Somebody could buy 10 robo-taxis. Might cost them 100, 200 grand or something.
I'll do it.
And then the robo-taxis can monetize 24/7. I guess they just have to recharge themselves. But while you sleep,
I can safely say, what, do you hate money? Are you not going to do that? Or do you like money?
Was it possible that I have robo-taxis working for me right now?
I know, right now.
Whoops, sorry.
On your rant.
Sometimes the future arrives sooner than you think.
Welcome to
Look
a
at
money
the room
machine.
I can afford and the jean jacket I stole from the photo shoot.
There better be a pile of money behind that wooden balsa door.
Well, you go every day. You're trying to find out what you're going to wear. I put on my uniform and I realize you're like pink today, maybe a gray hoodie.
No, the problem is the people at home don't know this. I reluctantly relinquished black t-shirt to Dana. So Dana loves black t-shirt. We all do. But I always think, okay, if he's wearing a black t-shirt, I have to wear one of my frilly little numbers because he's cornered that market. So this one's purple. I didn't go black because everyone goes, "Are you the same person?" Can you tell it's purple? It's kind of dark.
Well, I won't. Just FYI to our audience, I may spiff up this a little bit.
Whoa!
Like I could put something behind me.
Oh yeah, we got some stuff coming. So
so we'll see. I mean, don't panic or don't throw a party, but just know that there's possibilities. I like Where's Waldo. I like when I was in the New York hotel, or when I'm at the hotel down in LA, or I'm at a farm. You never know. It's where is he?
Where's Dana?
They always know where you are.
Yeah. Because they can hear the construction out front. Beep, beep. Brr-how, brr-how. Oh, I might get a funny thing I'm going to bring on this. Only for you, and it's a write-off. I'm not going to look it up. I'm not saying one thing.
What? You're not telling me what you're thinking?
No, I will. I'll do it, and I'll bring it, and then you'll be like, oh, okay. But I got to order it.
Oh.
I'll charge it to Odyssey. Look at my nose. It's so bendy. Look at that. It's so weird.
Yeah, I know. I just got a text from, hi, it's David's housekeeper. His nose is also very bendy. What the fuck?
She goes, you ever going to get rid of that dent in your nose up there? And I go, why should I? She goes, maybe it's just the lighting in here, but it really sticks out like a sundial. I go, okay, well,
so anyway, I had an MRI yesterday that I actually enjoyed, and I think I fell asleep just for like a hip thing. But I was in there for 45 minutes in the tube, and they are funny because right in front of you is two bolts and a little open slit, so it looks like an AI face, kind of
looks like a face.
It's like, and then it just I don't know if people have been, you've been in one recently. It's like no, but it starts out right. And it's quiet, and then it's like, and then it's finally, it's like,
it's crazy.
And then it goes silent for like 15. Well, only one time that I almost tried to sit up, but they had me strapped in. It's like, and then it stopped. 15 seconds. I'm like,
yeah. It's so hard to like, if you do it for your head, or I've done it for my neck, obviously, but you're in there like this. The guy's like, are you okay in there? Are you freaking out? And I go, no, because you have to go in like this, and it's so tight. You get to about here, and you go, they go, you might have an anxiety attack. Are you okay? You want to?
Are you claustrophobic? No. Yeah, they ask.
Well, I not really, but then when you're like this, I'm like, I guess you have to be, and then you get like this. Then he goes, all right, we're going to start here. And I go, okay. He goes, you're going to hear some noises, and it goes like this. It goes bung, bung, like you said, and then it goes. Kang, 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 you're like, you can't even hear anything. It's maddening for 45 minutes
because of the tube and the way I went in and those sounds and the guy doing that. Are you okay in there? I felt like I was in. I thought I was in 2001. I mean, I felt like I was inside that movie somehow, and so I kind of enjoyed it. But they put earphones. Here's what they did. It sounds like a bit. They put earplugs. And then big ear canceling on top, and then started talking to me. And all I just looked at him, was like,
yeah.
And I go, I can't hear one word you're saying.
Mine were I could still hear him. It goes bang, bang. Then there's a 10-second silence. And he goes, think your guy's going to do another Grown Ups? I go, what's that?
It's funny. I thought if you weren't going for that then, I was going to go for
you got to get that.
So what was up with the Turtle Man and Master of Disguise?
Yeah. Why wasn't Dana at the reunion?
What's up with Spade's hair today? What do you mean hair today? I'm in an MRI machine. MRI.
David, did you get the message I gave your housekeeper about your baggy eyes?
Is there any way I could get an advance copy of Busboys?
David, if I don't have Amazon Prime, can you send me a link?
Why does yours sound so metallical?
It's funny. I don't know why it's funny.
What was with Church Lady and what Spade came in and did Hunter Biden? What was that about?
If you don't go to the 60th anniversary, will you let Spade borrow your Church Lady wig?
Would Spade fit in that wig, or would you need a refit?
Yours still sounds like it too. I like it. Mine's got a big squishy thing on it though.
No, I took this off for a more metallic sound.
Okay, go ahead.
So what's up with Spade? No, seriously. And meanwhile, the background noise. But I did say, can you slow down the noise?
Also, in a side story, we found a huge lump or some sort of foreign object in your body. I think someone left a scalpel there when you got your hernia last time. Anyway, so what's going on with bench warmers?
Can you slow down the noises?
Hey, I have 2 more questions about Dana, so I turned the machine off for a while. I go, no, keep it going. I want to keep this. I want to finish the MRI. No, it's too loud. Anyway, what else is happening?
Since my hands are like this, can you mind if I play a little blues harp?
Last question from my nurse. Are you too old to have a TikTok?
That's a good one.
Simple yes or no.
Oh, sometimes our job cracks me up.
Right. we could end on that if you want.
Yeah, I think it was funny.
Yeah, it was good.
I think it was a nice tight episode for our fans.
I'm really proud of us.
Yeah. And
that should be our name for our podcast. I'm proud of us. We're proud of us.
Yeah, we don't have what other people have, but we've got hope.
We got us,
and we got high hopes. Mm-hmm. Next week, I want to talk about why the movement to hate baby boomers. There's a lot of people talking about boomers.
We'll go deep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We haven't had anybody on for a while. Maybe we'll get somebody on.
Yeah, maybe get Tim Dillon to talk about that. He's pretty funny about it.
It's funny. We can get him to hate anything.
He's got some good hot takes.
Funny. He was on CNN the other day, and he's just ripping on everything. It's so funny.
That is entertaining.
Okay, thanks for coming, Dana. Thanks for coming by my podcast. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Just for a second, you've been on Dana Carvey Superfly with my guest today, David Spade.
With David Spade.
With David Spade.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it. Ooh. Here we go. Tony Hinchcliffe is on today, and he does Kill Tony. A lot of people know him from that. Started the Comedy Store, moved to Austin, the mothership, and they have a great, hilarious, maybe it's called a variety show. What would you call it?
I think it's a new wave variety show, postmodern,
new form. Yeah,
and he breaks down. He's the brainchild of Kill Tony. He breaks down all the different ways it operates for him. He really cares about it. I mean, he's 13 years in, and it's highly thought about. It's not and made to look like people just showed up and they shoot the rehearsal. It's really a fun show.
Right.
Do you think our fans would know about it?
I think they would. I think a lot of them know about it already. I've done it once. I think you're going to do it in the future. It is fun. It's a total crazy shit show. It's a lot of laughs. They have a panel. They have a great audience that a slow build over the last 13 years. And now it's huge. They play Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
They are on Netflix. They're on YouTube. They do well everywhere. But there's a panel, and they usually have a guest comedian or someone, Shane Gillis, Kyle Donegan.
We talk about that, and we also talk about how he accidentally got inside the 2024 presidential election and was, for a while, talked about as the person who might have tilted the election.
Derailed, yeah.
In a different way. And that's a really interesting story.
He did a Puerto Rico joke. That's how some people might only know him, just from hearing about that.
From the Madison Square Garden thing with Hulk Hogan and everything. He was in that. Made a joke. It trended for weeks, and it was got
a lot of attention. And then, and he'll tell you all about that. We won't give it away. But so here we go. We got Tony Hinchcliffe, very funny guy. Look at that fucking chair.
Yes. I know. We're. Is there an explanation? Well, I love it personally, but are you on a set? Or are you?
No, this is the middle of my home. Actually, I finally made money after a decade and a half plus of really, really struggling, and I decided, you know what? If I'm I'm going to buy stuff for my home, I'm going to do it crazy in the way that I've always imagined in the wildest dreams.
Solid gold chair, first order of business.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. I like that idea.
Championship belt.
That is I know. Is that UFC, Dana White?
That's pro wrestling. That's WWE, the world heavyweight champion. Right now.
So we're catching you at a time because we ask people a lot sometimes because I'm curious about celebrity net worth and things like that. But the first time you make $1 million, or this is your first really grandiose grabbing something, this house, is this the first time?
Yeah. Yep. First time. And it was not easy to get. It's in the middle of Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Nice city, nice house. Love it. It's kind of fun when you can actually go look at something nice like that you never even thought you could look at.
It's the wildest thing. There were all these real estate agents when I moved to town. I think they all thought that I already had a lot of money, but I didn't really. I got it here anyway. It's not.
Well, we'll break that up.
Yeah, I don't want to push everybody away.
No. We understand that. There's. It comes with a price. I mean, you're famous and you're wealthy, and there's stuff that happens. It's not a complaint. It's just an observation. But I'm just curious, what would. Like when I was coming through, and I don't know, I got it for a little bit, then I didn't, but whatever. I wanted like a movie theater, recording studio, swimming pool, a half-court basketball.
Jesus.
I'm just clicking off things that I would be a really good swimming pool, like a great.
I didn't realize. I thought you were a comedian and comedic actor. I didn't realize you were a rapper, Dana Carvey.
Yeah, he has a rap album.
Oh, I can rap. Give me a word.
Plays down some beats.
Give me a word. Or anything.
Pepper.
Yeah, pepper. See a leper. What you gonna say? Are you on an upper? Take yourself downtown. Don't wipe off that frown. Come on, man. Boy. You're like a Biff. You're like Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, I gotta jump off.
I know it's terrible, but I had so much fun, and I liked your moves. But anyway,
Tony, you could put him right up on Kill Tony with that.
I would love that.
Dana comes out.
I'm already planning. I'm planning because I want to come on as a character. I loved, obviously Shane, and you have Kyle on there with his intense prosthetics. He looks with Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So.
And he switched during that show. He went back into the prosthetic chair and turned into RFK Jr. halfway through the episode.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
Do
Kyle
you provide
Dunnigan.
a guy? Do you provide a guy or a woman that does
there's a whole team for these ones now. Mm-hmm. It used to be just a rubber mask many years ago. Sure. Good luck. And now there's a whole truck and multiple people. That it's like a nightmare back there.
You're putting some money back into the production. I like that, right?
Yeah.
Make it nice. Actually, I went there, Dana. It is nice. They treat you right. You go back there, got some good black and white shots of me and Tony walking around. And I think those ones, like I see clips all over the place, but which is great. Those clips have to help. They're just floating all over. And they're always funny. And I think a great addition is when Shane comes in and does. Now, what does he do as Trump? Does he put anything on, or he used to not? Now he puts a little.
I think it's just a little bronzer and a powerful wig. I don't think.
And a wig. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it takes much.
It's nothing crazy. Yeah. I'm just saying it's just the voice is so funny anyway, and he's got his mannerisms. So
and he's always big fun. Guy. It really works. What I like what you've done is like the show has gotten so big, but it still feels like in a way it's made for $1. It's still, that would be the first worst thing is some idiot somewhere would say, you got to get in a fancy studio, man. The club ain't working. And it's like, so that's,
that was part of the actual demands that I made was we got to keep it real. We got to keep it raw. And in fact, my note post this newest release today, I was talking to the production team and I said, it was a little too flowy. It seemed like the people coming out were on the other side of the curtain. Like, we need to get back to a little more
like
of the
gaps, pauses. Yeah, rough on the edges.
Yep.
Bad intros. I mean, awkward. Coming on the stage kind of feels like they're not ready to come on, kind of something.
Yeah,
all
mess
that
ups.
Stuff.
You need that. Those mess ups. I only know it from my one experience. Just we're talking about Kill Tony. We're talking to Tony Hinchcliffe. So we're like on the radio.
I know.
Now we're back from a commercial. We're talking with Tony
on K-Fog 105.
And I didn't know much about it. In full disclosure, when I went, I knew about it at the Comedy Store, and I'm never up past 9:15. So I didn't even do like roast battle, which isn't this, but all these things pop up, and I think a lot of people are copying you now in a way of going, let's do some sort of different thing than just stand up.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're aware of that. And it was interesting because I didn't know how many people in Austin would come. I don't know if it was that way at the Comedy Store, but it's obviously bigger in Austin. And then they wait. Is it in a restaurant or something?
It's at a bar right next door. Big, dingy, hollowed out, barely a bar. Barely a bar. Like, it's really just a bartender. Barely anybody has the money for drinks. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of tap water, a lot of water coolers, and people waiting, and a lot of broke, struggling artists and people that are doing Uber Eats and Postmates and all these side gigs to make extra money. It's a real vibe. It basically took the place of the front patio of the Comedy Store, which is where people used to kind of be camped out.
Just camp out and hang out and look for. They made it to LA. Now what? They just go there and go, I got to be around what I've always thought about Comedy Store, this, and now with Mothership and Joe's place there, people want to be part of it somehow. And this is actually a good way to cut the line because, if you're not a big headliner, if you don't know Joe, it's very hard, I'm sure, to get into the comedy Mothership and just do a week. So these people, I think, Dane, you can explain what is actually the breakdown of the Kill Tony show for the people who aren't familiar.
Well, the show is basically, people want to perform on stage. They get 60 seconds. It's all random. There's a bucket in which over 200 names are on the inside of it.
There's so many people that want to do it.
Sometimes it's over 300. It's been up to 350 at times when, And in the arenas that we do and stuff, it's the same thing. And we try to fit as many of the signups as we can into a seated section in the arenas. But at the Mothership, there's a big, dingy 6th Street, nasty, gritty bar next door. And if I pull the name out of the bucket, a producer runs behind
the headset.
Out the back door with the headset and yells, Jeremiah Smith. And everybody goes, hey, Jeremiah. And Jeremiah walks out. And then they bring them right backstage. And then when the person before them's done, I call up Jeremiah Smith. And then they get 60 seconds uninterrupted, completely uninterrupted. A lot of the ripoff shows, like you were mentioning, they just don't get that part. They just can't wait to possibly be funny. And they jump in at any point trying to get their own laughs in. And but the format is pretty critical to the show because and then wow, did they make the most of their 60 seconds or did they kind of bomb? And they know what they're signing up for. The show can be pretty ruthless if they do really poorly and didn't prepare. And so it's kind of like it could be a roast or
it's a real make or break because they can really score in 2-3 jokes or one joke that you can win. And there's a panel. Let's say it's always you. And who else is it always? And then you have like extras, right?
There's my co-host Brian Redban, who mainly focuses on sound effects and making sure that everything's being recorded. Exactly. 60 seconds. The sound of a cat plays. And
there's not a buzzer. It just goes meow.
Yeah, just a little something to let them know, like last chance to wrap it up, because 10 seconds later, a giant, overwhelmingly loud bear roar happens, which completely cuts them off. And then I conduct an interview with them for an unlimited amount of time. If I find them completely interesting, actually, only a couple weeks ago, I think we had the record holder for all-time longest interview. I think it was 23 or 24 minutes total on his first interview. The guy just had the most unbelievable answers to what was that guy's name? Alex Tarshoon. Oh my God, his shoes were falling apart. He works at a pizza joint. He has 8 dogs. Turns out he was on the next week. We found out that he got kicked out of his apartment because the people found out because of his appearance on Kill Tony that he has 8 dogs.
Oh.
He makes cartoons. It was just hilarious. And, the interview parts, to me, that's the secret main part of the show. Everybody's like, a minute to make it or break it. But really, it's the 8 minutes in the interview part where people can play along and tag along, and you get an idea of how they can improvise or if they're naturally funny. Sometimes they're so much funnier in the interview part than they even were with the main part.
It saves them. And also, you're good because you're the guy that interviews them, and you have to extract the right questions to make them funny or just stumble into something. Yeah. And when you do, well, my experience, I was there, you would come into something and then we would find out something and then everyone yells and then it's like, oh, we hit something. Now let's jump on that.
Exactly. And they can use that as material in their future and whatnot. And that's kind of what I'm digging for. I'm using my gut instincts to try to feel where there's something missing. Is it in their childhood? Is it in their dating life? Is it something they do for work? I used to, I was just telling somebody this the other day, and it kind of hit me where this thing comes from, because I was telling them, actually it was Carrot Top we just had on. And I was talking to him about how I used to fall asleep as a kid watching Letterman. I would put a towel under my door so that my angry, furious single mother wouldn't yell at me. And I would watch Letterman as a little kid. I would fall asleep to Letterman and I would stay up extra late, and I would wake up extra early to listen to old school Howard Stern on terrestrial radio. So this interview thing it's only, and here I am 40 years old, 12 years into the show, and it's starting to hit me now. That's where it's kind of molded out of. My interview style comes from the preparedness and calm coolness and comedian style of Letterman, but mixed with the chaotic craziness and naughtiness kind of old school Howard Stern. Because it's just what raised me. I didn't really have a dad in my life growing up as a kid, and these are the things that I looked up to: was Letterman late at night, Stern first thing in the morning, and pro wrestling throughout the evening and days if I got to do it. And if you look at those 3 exact things and kind of mix them together with my main job as a stand-up comedian, the show kind of it is exactly kind of that,
Wow. Well, for people who are just some of our listeners, it's a phenomenon.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating to me that usually every movie I've ever done, not many, but the behind the scenes was better than the movie. And you guys keep it it's like the green room. I mean, there is it's fascinating to me how you've casually put this together, but it seems to really come through you completely. The sensibility and all the decisions. I mean, I know you have partners and other people, but it seems to be you. And I love it because in old school show business, the only thing we had was the Gong Show that was like this. I don't know if you ever saw that, but it's not like your show, but it would be like an ancestor of it. And Letterman deconstructed late night in his own way, for sure. And then, of course, the sarcasm and Howard Stern's brilliance of that. And then being really curious, I think, when you're in that mindset and the person's there, and this is now a vulnerable thing. Maybe 13 years ago, but it's a big thing to be on Kill Tony and talking to you. And so I just was talking to David earlier, we walkie-talkie, and I said, you just have a real likability to you, even though the show you'd say, oh, it's mean or this and that. But there is a sweetness to the show. If you were not a nice guy, it wouldn't work.
Right.
They can sense that. So that's all I wanted to say. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Those are some of the best parts for me, is making the magical, or not making, because you can't even make them. It's almost like deep sea fishing, and you're just hoping sometimes that a perfect episode, like Monday's episode that we just taped, right? Let me just take you through this one because it's kind of a perfect example.
Right.
A few months ago, here I am getting stoned at my place in the afternoon, thinking, where are we going? What's the next, right? What's something that'll throw off the fans that have watched 730 episodes of this? They watch it every week. They see me and my homies doing it quite often. What's something that I could throw into the mix? And somehow, some way, one of the many messages that I've gotten recently from somebody's assistant or friend of an assistant or whatever is that, hey, Carrot Top might be interested in doing the show, who I've met a couple times before. So I'm like, hell yeah, that's perfect. This sounds crazy. Let's try it.
Mm-hmm.
So we exchange numbers and we talk on the phone. He's on his boat off the coast of Florida at the time. And, naturally, just like anybody or anything, we all want everybody to like us, right? Isn't that really the secret? We all want to have a mutual respect for one another. So here he is. He's got nothing to gain, right? He's on a fucking yacht off the coast of Florida.
Yeah, he rakes in cash.
Falling out of control.
Yeah.
Life is good. He doesn't need anything. But, people want to be part of the fun chaos of a modern show. So there I am talking to him, and he's going, you really want to have blah, 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 blah? And I go, yeah. And, what if you brought like a trunk of props and kind of did some of your famous prop stuff throughout the show? And he's like, really? You sure? Like, I don't know. Like, I could just be a normal comedian and sit there. I go, yeah, you could, but we always do that. And our video and our cameras and everything is so good now. And we're at such a high level that we can really capture this. I think it could be great. And, we set it up, and he is kind of, I can feel the weariness at the time, right? Naturally, like, really, props? Is he setting me up? This and that kind of. I mean, he doesn't say that. I just kind of feel it.
Yeah.
So you feel it like 4%. And as it gets closer, there I am last week looking at my schedule going, wow, I booked Carrot Top solo, right? Like, anything can happen here. One thing that I've learned from doing this show so long is that egos can be the trickiest part, right? If I give a comic that I started with, 18 years ago, the seat next to me, they're happy to be there. They're looking to sell tickets. They're going to be funny, this and that. But I have to make sure that the guest really feels special and wants to be there and this and that. So last week, I'm like, holy shit, am I crazy? Because this could just be a nuclear meltdown. I've never worked with Carrot Top before. What if he goes out there and doesn't like something about what I said?
Which it's funny either way, almost.
Right, exactly. Almost, until someone goes, I don't want that episode out. I'm leaving. Or they storm off. We once had Ric Flair storm off of an episode because he got way too drunk during the day at a hotel lobby. And he got mad because we were making fun of someone who donates their time to coaching kids baseball. And basically, I called the guy a pedophile in the moment. It was a joke that worked perfectly fine. No one in their right state of mind would have been offended. And he goes, I don't like it when people make fun of people that donate their time. I'm out of here. And I thought he was kidding, but he left. Ended up being one of the big highlight of the show's history because people love the fact that,
it's real.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
Crazy.
People love the fact that drunk Ric Flair walked off. But anyway, cut to Monday, and it ends up being an unbelievable episode. And I mean, Carrot Top, right after the first comedian says they work at a restaurant, he busts out a fork that has chopsticks attached to the backside. And for white people that might not know how to use chopsticks, you'll love this. It's a fork on this way, and the chopsticks are just clacking together. Comically hilarious. And that was just the first thing that he pulled out of this trunk.
It's smart. He's waiting for a spot, and then he puts it in, which is smart.
Oh, so genius.
Oh, that's killer.
And that's the thing, is being able to make it, refillable and fun. And I make it entertaining for myself, hoping that the fans of the show are with me, kind of, you know what I mean? Just on the adventure to see something kind of different. Because you guys know all these shows, you have, pre-interviewed guests, and everything's kind of a lot more set up than a lot of people think it is. So this whole thing being improvised, it's a huge risk, huge reward, huge risk. Millions of people are going to catch it, and you don't know what's going to happen. And in closing with this Carrot Top thing, just using it as an example, if they gave Emmys away to podcasts, I think this would be an episode that would win an Emmy. Carrot Top on Kiltony out of nowhere, almost like what. And I'm not dissing Carrot Top here, but it feels like I'm introducing a whole new era.
Sure, you've got a whole big crowd.
15 to 35-year-olds to the mystique of Carrot Top.
Yeah, what's old is new again. When you were telling this story, in my brain, I'm going, oh, that's going to destroy. Because it's I don't know the word silly. It's abstract. It's a guy who made these props and comes out one at a time. For a new audience of young people, this is revolutionary. It's not a guy with the elbow on the thing going, I jacked off in front of my cat today. It's just, no, I'm going to be balls out funny and abstract thing. And by the way, I've heard Jerry Seinfeld and Chris Rock sing Carrot Top praises.
Sure.
Because who else is doing his act?
And he's a nice guy, too. I mean, I went and saw him in Vegas just to, I think it was the Luxor. We were there a night early. I also go see Carrot Top. No hate or anything. Just like, let's go see. I haven't seen him. And I just hear, and people like to use him as like a punchline. But you go, something's working. And we fucking laughed our asses off. He's pulling out a toilet. He's playing. It's so ridiculous. You go, fuck, I'm glad someone's doing this. Yeah, because I can't think of this shit.
I think that was brilliant. I mean, what a great thing to have him and understand. And of course, they wanted to see all the props in his joke.
Oh, they don't know they want to see him. They don't know what he does. And they're like, oh, shit. Because they're also waiting for you, who's the boss, to say, oh, like this guy. And if they go, okay, they give him a chance. And then hopefully he comes through, which jumping in when it kind of fit in the story is really great.
That's inspired.
Yeah.
And
then it's like, oh, food?
What can I see? Is this out now?
It's coming out in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to see that one. That sounds hysterical.
And it had everything. It had people bombing, which is what people love.
Yeah.
It had people doing good, which people love. It had great interviews, which people love. And we had a guy win a golden ticket. This amazing, cool, obese black man came out with children's books for adults that he had written, and he brought them out. and it's just the funny. It was so unbelievably funny that I realized this guy's probably going to make tens and tens of thousands of dollars just from me letting him give the shout out, because the front page, the first page, was so funny. I think the name of the children's book for adults was Man Fuck Them Kids. And the first page, he goes, just read the very first page, and it said, like, sorry to all the pedophiles that bought this book thinking it was something else. Man, fuck these kids. But he ended up winning a golden ticket, which is a super rare thing.
What does that do?
Which means that you can come back on the show anytime, as long as there's not another golden ticket winner already scheduled. So you basically just get to come back without having to worry about signing up and waiting at the bar next door in the bucket. You get to kind of like know.
That's a tough wait, because I think when I did it, we how many do you get through on an average night? 20?
No, it feels like that. Probably about with the regulars all together, probably about 12 or 13.
Okay.
About nine bucket pulls, 3 regulars.
Right, because it's not just 1 minute. It's a bunch of bullshit, and then maybe we'll talk for a second, and then I'll, it's organized chaos. Because before I went out, I think it was me and David Tell, and you said, let him get through it, like you told me, like you said just now, and then I'll probably start, and then you guys jump in. And it's a mixture of that. Like, I'm sure we got greedy. We want to jump in while you're doing an interview, but it all worked out.
Oh, it's always great. It's always organically different, and the people love it being different. If someone goes on a run and they take over for a bit, that's great. If they're quiet for 15 minutes straight, that's totally fine. It's just the moment and the difference and the vibe and the energy, and it's kind of what makes it its own thing. The fact that it's unproduced and doesn't have network notes is the reason why it survives.
Oh,
and
God,
thank God Netflix got that. I couldn't believe.
I think Ted is smart about that. It's unpolished, and you just luckily if they just go in somewhere like that den and say, okay, whatever this is works. Pull this, put it somewhere else, but let's just get it exactly the same, and don't spruce it up and make it Hollywood. It's the thing everyone hates. You know what I mean? They go, oh, they ruined it.
And in fact, we accidentally organically did that for the Netflix, for the first Netflix taping. And it falls on me. It's my note to myself is like, oops, we did what they would have wanted to do accidentally. Little more chaos, little more improvising on my part instead of going to what I have next on my little notes.
Yeah.
And don't let the Netflix of it all get to my head,
Oh, wow. It's really hard too, especially it's Netflix, you know. It's just very interesting to me that this new digital media, and it's been around for a while, but this show, it had to happen. If you weren't, I mean, it's so entertaining and so real. And the numbers, I don't know. I mean, Bert Kreischer was the first one on the podcast, and he kind of said it. Not, you know, Bert's such a sweet guy, but he's like, "Oh, I get way more numbers, more people than the Today Show or any of these television shows." Mm-hmm. What are your numbers?
Meaning YouTube, right?
YouTube numbers, playing arenas, just all this energy around this. I don't know who is in this new, I don't call it a Rat Pack. There is sort of like, there's Shane and you and Bert and Tom and the last 7-8 years creating their own ecosystem, their own universe. It's very cool to watch from someone who came from the 60s, the 70s.
It's a whole interesting world we're living in, because something that isn't applied to even just the simple numbers is the amount of shares, the amount of the length watched, for example. Like even back in the day, if the Tonight Show had let's just say 4 million people watching it, well, what are those real 4 million? Is 200,000 of them hospitals and nursing homes, and is 1 million of them, you know, grandmothers falling asleep, or, you know, who's exactly watching? Whereas with like a Kill Tony, for example, 100% of the viewers are comedy fans, or at least 98. The 2% that might be watching it for the first time because they went down a weird rabbit hole might be there, but they're going to get hooked too. You know, I'm joking about moms and grandmothers, but they 100% love the show. Everybody always says to me, I had my mom glance at it and I can't believe that she loves it, but they love the fact that they can't believe that they're watching someone get a magical opportunity to have a chance, that they literally were just on the street not knowing if they had a chance, and now they're trying to make it. So there's really something for everybody. But my point is also, you know, a huge factor is, so if there's 4 million people watching the Tonight Show, how many people actually make it to the stand-up comedy part, which is what, after 2 interviews or whatever, and a whole monologue and this and that, and also the length, you know, it's 2 hours and 15 minutes long, whereas grand total, what is the Tonight Show if you take out the commercials? 45 minutes, 55 minutes or something? I have no idea.
42 probably. Still an hour.
It's an hour,
So when you think of the overall engagement and the locked inness of these shows, you know, they're there, it's a destination, they get used to it, it becomes a weekly habit. And so it's a whole different
I just want to ask one quick question. So the guy who got the golden ticket, did he tear up, or was is it kind of emotional in that moment? So that's another frequency you're hitting on the show, that you can also change. There's a reality component to this at times.
Like America's Got Talent, like the same people like that, you know, because seeing people that night, I'm a little not as rough as like Attell. Attell is a sharpshooter, so he's probably the worst person I could sit with, because he's a crowd work guy. He can say anything about anything. And I also don't want to go for the jugular on these guys, because I'm part of the people that go, fuck, I can't be a dream killer. But then, of course, I get caught up in it and want to get laughs. But some people that do great, it's a big deal. Some people get crushed, and that's just the rough world they're entering.
And they can't sign all win again, and totally
they go again and flip it around. Yeah,
they know what they're signing up for, and they can sign up again. One of my favorite features of the show is when I notice, and this happened on Monday as well, is a comedian came up and crushed, and I go, "You look familiar. You've been on this show before, right?" And he goes, "Yeah, 2 years ago." I go, "It didn't go that good 2 years ago, did it?" He goes, "Hell no, it didn't." And so, like, you're watching the actual growth in real time.
He thought of that for 2 years. Yeah.
And not only to answer your question about the golden ticket did he tear up? Not only did we see him wipe a tear, but again, I'm talking about, this guy is literally like 6'4", 350-pound aggressive black man. So you're watching him go like that, and it hits so much harder than someone that looks like a low testosterone white guy like the three of us.
Yeah, me. Also, we put, like, even in that movie Bus Boys that Theo and I did, we brought in 3 guys from your show. So that's to play these guys that work with us, Dana. But I don't know if you know them, but they know them from the show, and they came in and they were cool. I think one was on when I was there, but they all do well and they all have a following, and it's just fun to pepper in stuff like that because the people that know will know, and it's just another layer in there of tapping into what's going on, and that show's going on.
Yeah, and those regulars that you had on, this is a very special thing that gets into the territory where nothing like it's ever been done before. Because there's an America's Got Talent element. Yeah, there's a little bit of a Letterman-y, Stern-y interview element. But one thing that this show has that's never been done is exactly that. The 3, 4, 5 regulars that are doing a new minute almost every single week. People are watching them come up with everything, and it's a high pressure situation. Honestly, I would be scared to death if I was them. Here I am controlling the spaceship calmly. Meanwhile, I look at them like, sheesh. Again, granted, I might be writing ballpark about give or take a minute every week naturally on stage from performing multiple nights a week, but these guys are doing it publicly in front of millions and millions of people. And when those people go and buy their ticket, they're going to see the more refined version all together, their hour of the stuff that they watched them debut.
Yeah.
Kind of like watching someone write a hit on an acoustic guitar and sing it to you a cappella, and then you get to see how it comes out in the studio, kind of when they really work on it. So people are literally watching these guys grow and make a career in front of their very eyes. Like Cam Patterson is like a Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle type, Chris Rock, young, only a few years in, 25, 26 years old. And they're getting to watch this freak of nature become a superstar in real time. He just booked a huge movie with Kevin Hart and is going to be out for multiple weeks. And, it's like a main character, main big role. And people have gotten to watch his process, not just see a star, right?
You're right.
So it's a little bit, not exactly like, but you might be a little bit like a new Lorne Michaels. I mean, in the sense that, I'm sure we could fit a stadium full of people who have such gratitude for the experience and the feedback, and then coming back doing better. And how many of you launched? It's just like,
when you see Eddie Murphy, Dana, like the first time we see him, for me, it's delirious or it's raw. It's a full polished hour. So that you're like, holy shit, this guy's good. But if you can see he's good in 1 minute and then he comes back and he's good again, and then you're like, oh, is this a fluke? It's like writing a hit song over and over. It's hard to do even a minute, it's probably harder.
Yeah. And let me remind you, few with like a Cam Patterson, for example, very few, maybe 1 out of every 20 or 30 minutes is kind of rough. And immediately, as soon as the cat meows and that's my time, he goes, fuck, I hated that minute. That fucking sucked. I go, no, it's not bad. He goes, no, that fucking sucked, man.
Yeah.
So they get to see it. That makes it real, right? It's like, oh, yeah.
Right after they bomb, they're able to, with you guiding them, going, "Oh, I just fucking sucked." When you're playing open mics back in the day, they didn't get that opportunity.
Exactly,
humiliated.
And the millions of people watching get to go, "Holy shit!" Every week he works so hard. It's not easy to kill. He makes it look easy.
Yeah,
and then you have one rough week and it's like, oh, it's real. This could all go off the wire. Like, it's kind of like Lorne Michaels, but at the same time, even SNL has its own writers and producers and everything, a bunch of people clanking their heads together. Right.
These to help guys make a star. Yeah.
Exactly. These guys are out there sinking or swimming on their own. So it's really exciting. I get kind of nervous every time I bring up a regular because I do want them to do good. You know, I want them to shine up.
Cam's a nice kid. Danny's he's a good-looking kid. I saw him at the Improv the other night. Surprised to see him at the Improv in LA, but I guess he comes out here. And but all those guys do well. The one guy, the tall guy, was on Cameo. They make money too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're doing good. William Montgomery is one of the highest paid people on Cameo. Casey Rocket's all over on tour, nonstop work ethic, running around, super physical. Ari Matti from Estonia is just destroying. One of truly the best stand-up comedians, and he's, you know, still kicking out a new minute every single week. In fact, he does this thing where he flexes on everybody because we let the regulars go as long as they want. They're not just limited to a minute. So he does a thing where he, like on Monday, dropped 2 minutes and 30 seconds just for the sake of the how long he wrote that bit. So it's really crazy what's going on. It's exciting because I get to be a fan of.
Sure, you just get to watch. You're right there.
I just have to insert this at this point. I've just learned a hell of a lot about your show.
Yeah.
And I admire it on all, and how many frequencies, I started to use that again, or metrics it operates on, and feeding into why it is such a success. You go, oh, they go up and these comedians bomb and they shit on them. I don't know. You know, it's just completely comprehensive. I just wanted to say that I was in Vegas. I was at the Wynn Hotel. I was playing a private date. And across the way, out the window, I was way on a high floor. Every 10 minutes early in the evening, I would see you 100 feet tall.
The whole side of the
Resorts
building.
International. I don't know how big a room, but you were just playing there, right? So just for a second, how's your stand-up career going? It's a whole other side thing. You're playing at big rooms. I mean,
I've never had more fun. You know, all the stuff that I've worked on, and I joke about it now in the hour, is like, I always, when everything was kind of, I've always liked to, how do I say this in a non-corny way? I like
corny.
I like the idea of pushing the crowd away and then having to win them back over and touch on really, really, you know, racial issues and, you know, sometimes what would be considered stuff that could get someone in trouble. And I focused on that throughout the entire pandemic. You know, when I found out I could move to Texas and be back to performing indoors rather than, you know, outside in Los Angeles with cars 6 feet apart from one another. And
that Supernova gig, that one. Magic Castle.
Yeah. Terrible. And I focused on all this, even though it looked like Netflix and a lot of things were going cleaner and more, you know, if you want to be successful, you gotta be, you know, mainstream or whatever. And I really doubled down and focused on, you know, what I wanted to talk about. And even the stuff that happened with the Trump rally a few months ago, like it's all applied now, and it gives me kind of permission, it feels, with my stand-up to really, really, really finally, after 18 years, talk about the type of stuff that I want to talk about.
And they kind of know what they're getting. Even that Trump thing, which did you ever think if he lost somehow that people would be coming after you for that?
Oh yeah. I know for a fact. I actually found out from the administration a few days before the election. I was in communication with them the entire time. And on the Sunday morning before the election, I woke up to a text message that said, "Call me when you can." And I looked at the time. It was sent at 6:15 a.m. from the guy that booked me for the Trump roast, a high-level advisor in the camp, like that's at all the meetings and everything. And I just knew it wasn't good. And I called him and he goes, "Hey man, just to let you know, because the press writes their stuff up before it happens, before the election, they write it up. This is what we're going to put out if Trump wins with the actual statistics. This is what we're going to put out if Kamala wins with the actual statistics." And he goes, "Just to let you know, the press already has it written up. If Trump loses, they are totally 100% going to blame you and I." Now, I work in politics, so my career is going to be totally over. I don't know how it's going to work for you as a comedian. And I'm literally like, oh, fuck, because now what? Now I've lost basically everyone, the Republicans and the Democrats. I'm stuck with literally the the 6,000 people in the country that truly don't give a fuck about anything at all.
You got that crowd still.
I remember this well. I'm glad you brought it up because I wanted to talk to you about it, and you kind of I understand it now. But it was like for about 2-3 weeks, your name was really everywhere. New York Times, they're tying this to me a very benign, just silly joke. Please, people, about Puerto Rico and floating garbage, whatever. And they ran with it politically. But I just thought there was a period of time where you were sort of going to potentially, from that joke, reorientate how America tilts in the presidential election. I don't think any comedian that I could think of in the history of comedy has been in that position. And now getting the confirmation that that's how they were going to write it, that whole rally was a trip. I mean, but you were, I just thought it was fascinating what happened with that.
Yeah, the plan was to just go out there and kind of have fun and be part of this wild gang of kind of, you know, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people aren't going to like any part of what I'm saying. But don't worry. What could possibly?
What do you mean? That the Hulk Hogan of it and the Bobby Kennedy? I mean, just sort of if you're on the left, it would be the rogues gallery of misfits and anti-status quo rebels. You know, basically. Yeah.
And it wasn't exactly how I expected it to go. They had me cold open right after the national anthem, which if you know anything about my comedy style, literally, I don't cold open anyone's show. And mine, nobody's. That would be crazy to do, especially at a political rally, especially with the lights all the way up, which isn't exactly for some reason how I pictured it. And I mean, audience completely lit all the way to the rafters, Madison Square.
You're like in a grocery store, basically. You're like, you need to dim it down. I don't want to see after the front row, but you go, so this is... The lights are staying like this. Okay, I go on now. All right.
Yep. And the audience was not mic'd for comedy levels. It was for pure rally levels, which it turns out is hot death if you're listening to a clip of comedy. Because in the room, I'm telling you, there's tens of thousands of witnesses that were there. It was a success. I swear. It was wild. There was nothing but high fives and stuff right afterwards. And then it didn't take long. It was so live.
Before you go, wait a second.
Some narrative got developed that you bombed or something. Was that what happened?
I was backstage looking at the monitors. There's like a whole crew of, you know, it's like Hogan walks by, Dr. Phil's fucking fist pumping Rudy Giuliani. It's Donald Trump Jr. next to me. And I said to him, I go to Don Jr., I said, man, I think this is like becoming a news story. They're focusing in on this one joke I made about Puerto Rico. And he goes, does it seem like they're outraged? And I go, yeah. He goes, welcome to the team. And I realized right then, I'm like, oh yeah, they've been bashing Elon Musk, calling him a Nazi and all of this crazy stuff for a guy that gives free Wi-Fi to the poor parts of the world, builds electric cars for 100% of everybody, and this and that and everything. Rogan, one of the nicest people that I've never seen anyone help more people in the world than Joe Rogan. And meanwhile, he's a Nazi, that's a Nazi, that's a racist, a right wing, far right wing. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm that now? This is crazy. I'm a pot smoking, pro-choice, anti-war centrist. There's no way. But
they really throw Nazi around. It loses a little of its luster when you just use it every single day. You start to go, wait, what is it again? It used to be a real stab, and now you go, I guess people just use it. Kids use it now.
Now, according to a lot of people, 53% of the popular vote of the country is Nazis, I guess. So what a world we're living in, where 53% of the people can be labeled Nazis.
Go on the record. I don't think you're a Nazi at all. Like, I don't have any...
Me and Dana aren't.
I don't get any Nazi vibe from you. There's other vibes I get. No, I'm just kidding. But it is a fascinating world. I don't think I always say this. We got the wheel, we got fire, we got the printing press, we got this, we got nukes, we got nothing prepared us for social media. And if the world does end and they're digging through the rubble, they'll find a little box, and all they'll hear is a voice go, Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
It is
not literally him. It's all social media, but
the news comes from social media now.
Yeah.
Like it happens there first. The news was reporting outrage about a joke because of the tweet that came out that said racist speaker at racist rally had this to say about Puerto Rico. Not comedian, speaker, not joke, comment.
Right.
You know, the way they label these things. And if you don't know me, it sounds
right. And that's the first a lot of people saw of you.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
But
That's
the
a big
people
stage.
that didn't, with that said, and this is kind of where I think this backfired for the mainstream media and whatnot, where it backfired is I don't think they counted on, because I'm not, at the time especially, wasn't considered a mainstream guy. You know, I don't think they factored in the power of Kill Tony, the millions and millions of people, and the millions and millions of people that watched the most watched program of the year last year, which was the roast of Tom Brady. So when they called me a speaker and said that I had racist comments, I think a lot of people, and I know for a fact a lot of people go, wait a second. I think a lot of people realize the news can be extremely tilted by this exact instance, because a lot of people are I saw him be more racist on the roast of Tom Brady. He called a black lesbian a da-da-da-da and a this and a that and a whatever. You know, it's kind of what I go for. And they're like, that's what he does. So, you know,
it's
the same thing.
The news cycle has changed, and the networks and the traditional outlets had monopolies, and then they could cancel someone and shit on them, and there was no place really to go. And now immediately you can go on Joe Rogan or wherever and set the record straight. You know?
Yeah. I taped another episode of Kill Tony less than 24 hours after that rally, and I was the news at that point. I mean, it was me all day. My guests canceled on me that day. I had some big guests that came in from Los Angeles for it. But again, you know, the real comedians here, the real stand-ups, can't wait to be on that episode, and it ended up paying off big time for them because it was an extra wacky episode. Because
extra tune in, and also the people hear the joke, go, well, he's doing a joke, even though it's race related. There's a lot of jokes out there that are just poking fun of stuff. Doesn't mean you're a hater.
There's Puerto Rico, there's pollution in the ocean. It was just a connection of a joke. It wasn't like sitting around, I got to make a joke about Puerto Rico.
I hate that. Yeah. Wasn't that.
And the thing that happens when someone when they focus in on a single clip is that you're missing out on the fact that, I totally 100% made a point to make fun of everybody. Latinos, whites, blacks, Israel, Palestine, my own mother. Strategically, that was part of the tone of the thing. It was supposed to be about free speech and how we can make fun of everything. And that's another thing that kind of happened, is a lot of people saw, wow, this campaign might be the one with kind of a sense of humor. Even though
did you have a dogs are different than cats bit in your back pocket?
I have one I can lend you.
Just in case.
No, but I did have one about eating dogs and cats, and I'm not even kidding you. That was actually in it too.
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats.
Of course you have a bit. I love the freedom. I'm not in the world. My brand is something very different in what I do. But I laugh my ass off at your stuff. And when I'm behind the scenes with comedians, we're all doing stuff like that. It's the only way to make comedians laugh behind the scenes is something shocking, something so foul or incorrect that you just laugh. And of course, in the room, everyone knows there's nothing behind it. It's just because you're not supposed to say it. And so
even in a good comedy crowd, if you're in a good comedy club and that's like a secret place to do all this stuff, you can even get oohs and ahs, and but they still think it's funny. But outside of that safety net, it seems weird that people can take it wrong or pretend to take it wrong and really go after you.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And we all get it. We get it.
If it's a politician or a lawyer or someone like that doing that, that's outside the parameters of their thing. Like them doing that would be kind of crazy.
Sure.
Well, for me, I could only do for a while Western European white males, you know, as far as voices, like Swedes or French or whatever. And I couldn't do South America or Asia or India, but I'm working my way east. doing some Mediterranean accents and working my way slowly back toward India. And I will eventually, on this podcast, I do a Japanese man suffering an earthquake, and that's been okay.
Do you want to show it to him real quick?
Yeah, what does that sound like? I gotta hear it.
Actually, this is fly on the wall. Yeah, do it.
Japanese man on the phone with his friend, and an earthquake happens. Be like, I don't have a phone, but what is it? Oh, it's good. Oh, so good. Oh, so this goes. Oh, it's
a bigger one, I
think. So anyway, that I know it has nothing to do with Japanese people, but I just know that sound and rhythm makes my brain happy. So.
Oh, that brings me so much joy.
Yeah,
I love it.
Making a comedian laugh.
Yeah, I know. He's the guy to do that one too. That's for sure.
Is fun.
That could be your minute, Dana. That would have been part of your minute. You'd have like another 20 seconds.
Yeah.
You have to bring your laptop up on stage.
When I can think of something to do on that show, I would love to come on. You could, I would confer with you, but there's certain impressions you feel like doing with prosthetic makeup.
Yeah.
And there's just SNL and kind of you guys now, and it's fun. Yeah. I mean, I thought Adam Ray's Biden was really, really a funny take on it.
Mm-hmm.
His whole scared attitude and everything.
Yeah. He's fantastic. We put that together in 6 days. Mm-hmm. I texted him on a Tuesday morning. I said, "Hey, do you have a Biden?" Because he's always done Dr. Phil, and it's always been a wild success on the show. Guest of the year 2023, and it's like just one of the biggest pops you could ever hear is Dr. Phil coming out on a Kill Tony show. I mean, people lose their minds.
Just that he starts swearing and stuff.
Yeah,
it's such a funny, obtuse take to bring out Dr. Phil in 2025 and have it kill. It's kind of like, really, Adam? And then you see it's killing. Go ahead.
Yeah. And so I hit him up on a Tuesday afternoon saying, "Hey, do you have a Joe Biden impression?" And he goes, I just do 5 seconds of it in my stand-up act. I've never been in character as Biden before. Mm-hmm. And I go, "What are you doing Monday?" He goes, "Oh, let's go. Let's do it." Because like at the time they were having debates and stuff, Biden and Trump. And so I knew he was going to be Biden. So I hit up Shane, who's a big, obviously huge Kill Tony fan and fan of Adam Ray's Dr. Phil and his in-character work.
Yeah.
And I go, "Hey, Shane, I got Adam Ray doing Joe Biden on Monday." And he goes, "Shit, I'm supposed to go to fucking Philadelphia to write the next season of Tires. But I'll extend I'll stay here an extra day. I have to do Trump with Biden." And so it's so fun how these things come together. It's literally like they want to be there. They want to do it. They want to collaborate with each other. It's not like a job at all. It's like a jam session.
It's fun. Shane's such a home run hitter too, and go out there and perfect to have them both.
I'll tell you the purity of it, because they're seated side by side and they're facing out to the audience. You didn't build a set. There's not movement walking. It's just they're in character, just going forward. And it feels loose, And
they kind of wait to have something funny to say. They wait. And then if they have something, they jump in. Or what do you think of that, Trump? I mean, that's hard to do. It's hard to be funny, be in an impression, and ad-lib off what's going on right that second. It's just...
No, they were having so much fun, and it was...
Shane is second to none. He sees things on multiple levels like nobody else. There's a guy during that episode. I go, "What do you do?" He goes, "I work at Trader Joe's." He goes, "That's what we call this guy, Trader Joe." And it's like
everyone's putting that together, going, "Oh shit, good one!"
In a second. I mean,
he's great.
He's like that all the time. By the way, we all live here in Austin, Texas now, and I mean, oh my god, off stage, on stage, at a bar, next door, here, at his place, in the swimming pool, everywhere. He can just lay you out all the time. Incredible.
Yeah, I'm jealous. That sounds fun.
He's a freak.
Just swimming sounds fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything else for this young man, Dana? I think he did a good job.
I thought it was very interesting interview. I think for a lot of people who maybe only know you from the Madison Square Garden thing will be like, hey, just all I can say is, really, congratulations. I know it sounds corny, but it's not easy to make it in show business. It's not easy to take control and create something like this and buy a house that I did get it online. I mean, it's 1,100 square feet, which is shocking to me.
That's all.
And does not have a pool yet. He's waiting. But anyway, just congratulations. It's an incredible achievement, and you're just in the pocket, and no one's fucking with you, and no one's telling you what to do. So.
Well, thank you. Obviously, as a 40-year-old, I have been looking up to you guys and been a super huge fan my entire life. I don't know how, when mentioning Letterman and Stern and the pro wrestling influence, how I could possibly leave out. I guess I felt it goes without saying how powerful SNL and your guys' movies were to me. And so let it be known that, I wanted to do this to hopefully be able to get you guys eventually on an airplane to Austin, Texas to do the show together. It would be monumental.
That would be fun if we did
definitely we're gonna do it. We would love it.
I can't wait. So I'll be bothering you guys for that.
And Tony, my waitress this morning had just seen you, brought you up organically, did not know anything about this. And I think maybe the Honda Center, maybe she just saw you somewhere. I don't know where, but she had high praise. So good job on just doing stand up on top of doing everything else. Yeah. And we'll see you soon, bud. Thank you for coming on.
Guys, a real honor and a pleasure. Have a great day.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Take care, guys. Nice to meet you, Dana. This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Please follow, subscribe, leave a like, a review, all this stuff. Smash that button, whatever it is, wherever you get your podcasts. Fly on the Wall is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss Berman of Odyssey, and Heather Santoro. The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman.